keeps me from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy, I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. Speak low, stand in your row, try not to show, this life's a show, try not to glow, way down below, it's a lot of woe, and that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you now to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true.
Well, hey, howdy, hey, how are y'all doing tonight? Thank you so much for being here. Even, thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome to the ward. Glad to have you. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Let me bring my good friend and yours, Allie, to the stage. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. So you can hear me. Whew, thank God. I couldn't hear the intro for some reason. And I was panicking, like switching between different earbuds and without
Aw.
earbuds even, and none of it was working. So if you can
Aw.
hear me, we're good.
Oh, babe. Nature
like, oh, no.
rocks. Thank you for being a member for 25 months, babe. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me and the channel. Well, the intro, I don't know. I'm tired of it already, you guys. Just kidding. Can you imagine if I was like that, though? Just kidding. It is on brand for me. No, I like it. I'm going to leave it just like it is. Before we get started, first of all, Allie, thank you so much for being here. And Allie did the Lord's work yesterday and sent me a list, which made things so much simpler. So I got the calls all uploaded, edited, all of the things after the live. Probably in the morning, I will upload them without commentary. Okay, really quickly before we get started, I just want to say one more thing about Karen Reed. All right, so what I'm going to do from every day until there's a verdict is I will have a stream. Okay, that's a verdict watch. Instead of setting it for 10 o'clock in the morning, though, what I'm going to, because I know that confuses you guys, and so it makes you guys think I'm going live and we're just going to chit chat about the verdict watch. So let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule the live for 5 o'clock my time. Actually, I should really do it for 3 o'clock my time because they've only been deliberating until 4:30. Okay, just for you guys' edification, I think is the right word. The jury goes to lunch at 1 Eastern, and then so now Judge Bev said 5 every day, and Judge Bev says that the jury is ready to leave. I think that's a lie. I think it's Judge Bev is like, I gotta go. So it is what it is. All right. So there you go. That's how I'm gonna do. Oh no, Tess, be careful, babe. Stay safe. All right. Are we ready, Allie? Did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I'm ready. Yeah, and I also say test stay safe. I also want to say that, but I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what we're going to hear because I haven't heard these yet. And my God, God only knows. You never know walking into this. So I'm like, I wonder what are they
Right.
going to say.
Well, I'm
So-
going to tell you guys, we're going to hear about Kansas a little bit. Okay, I'll tell you that. And I want to say this to the girl that is talking to Letecia. She says your name in this video. I've already forgotten it, but I edited it out. Okay, because I want you to know that I don't understand the relationship that you have with Letecia, but I also acknowledge that you deserve your privacy and your anonymity. And so, I know that you guys talk hella shit about me and Allie, which I don't really appreciate, but just so you know, I don't think we are the people you think we are. Okay?
Yeah.
And I want to say this also. There's a lot of talk from Letecia about people calling up to the prison, and they might consider that a security risk and they might move her. Okay, first of all, I don't believe that, because why would anybody call the prison? Letecia cannot get phone calls. Well, in May she couldn't. Okay, they're doing something in Colorado. They're trying to do it in Texas too. But anyway, even though I don't believe it won't work. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to I think I already have them on. Yeah, I do. I have the closed captions on. I'm going to speed it up to 1.25. You're not going to miss anything, but there is, Tisha is a fast talker, but that's what I don't want to keep you guys too late. It's already 8 o'clock East Coast time, and Allie's being very generous with her time. So all right.
Yeah. And
Oh,
well, I want to say we have actually decided before we ever heard a call that we would be editing out anything. That's the only thing I knew about these calls. Jen told me she had to do that. That's all I know. But, also it would be very easy to find out everything. There's a lot of information that comes along with the call, like numbers and all that kind of stuff. And we would never do that. Again, like Jen said, I think you might have the wrong idea about us. See, we don't mind to criticize and I don't want to say bash, but just criticize somebody who, kills a child. But again, I'm with you. I don't understand this relationship, but you haven't done that. Same with Aunt B. Like, if she wouldn't have told what happened, we probably never would have known because we wouldn't have looked it up. I'm looking up some more information now because she said so much about it. I just wanted to read it. But yeah, you have the wrong idea about us. But that being said, people who hurt children don't deserve kindness, especially when they cannot even acknowledge, admit, or be honest about anything revolving that situation.
exactly.
Revolving the crime.
Exactly. So, and look, Miss Ma'am, you might as well get used to it. Tisha is not the only criminal that I do this to. All right. When ridiculousness and foolishness comes out of somebody's mouth, I'm finna call it out. That's just the way it is. That's the magic that is me. Okay. I'm an equal opportunity. What did that person just say? I will back the milk truck up real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll. That's how it goes. All right.
Yeah.
And I would really appreciate you giving an accurate review of what it is that we're saying. I want to clear something up, but it comes up in the call and we're going to clear it up later. All right. Are we all ready?
Okay. Oh, I'm
Everybody
excited.
got
Yeah,
their
I'm
comfy
ready.
seats, got your snacks. You ready?
Ready.
Hi, Joe Man. Ain't be on the prowl, y'all. All right, here we go.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charge, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey. Hi. Hello. I just got done cutting the grass. Yeah. Just on time. You already cut the grass already? Yeah, well, I got off work early. You know, Fridays are. I get home about 10. And then I ate. Oh, yeah. And then I decided to run out there and cut the grass before it got really hot to do it. And then, yeah. I'm taking a drink. What are you doing?
They just brought us lunch. I'm like, dang. We just got breakfast at 7 o'clock, and they just gave us lunch at 10:20.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it, that's early.
I know. Yesterday they brought it at 9:18 in the morning. I looked at them. I was like, are y'all going crazy?
Right?
They were just laughing. They were like, we like to get it over with and bring it to you when it's hot. I'm like, okay.
Well, you know, it's complete opposite there. They're making sure you get food, making sure you
know. I know. That's why
now.
That's why I didn't really complain much. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Right?
How about you don't complain at all? You're getting 3 hots and a cot. Shut up. Hey, Miss Me, thank you very much. That was really generous. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. Allie, what you got?
Was that just one question? They
Yes.
mean in comparison to Kansas,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Right. Yeah. Or,
That's awesome.
you know, they starved her.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you go outside too?
Jen,
Yeah.
Yes.
not to pause again, but just to say, like, I do wonder how much of her claims were true. She lies so much you can't tell, but with all the other lawsuits against that prison and her wanting to leave so bad, makes me think some of that might be true. I'm sure it's exaggerated and stuff, but don't you think?
I mean, here's what I'll say about that. I would have to say that this is why we teach our children not to be lying liar faces who tell lies, because once you become a liar, then everything everything you say after that becomes suspect. Okay, everybody's going to give you the side eye because you a lying liar face who tells lies. Okay, do I think that prison has a reputation for being horrible? Yes. Do I think that Letecia is telling the truth in that regard? Yes. Do I think that I do think it's horrible, but I think, like you said, I think she exaggerated the claims. Like, I think it was, you know, and the way that she wrote it in her lawsuit sounds like lies. It sounds exaggerated. And so that's a problem. You know, when you put something in a filing like that, when you put in something into a legal document, you're swearing under oath.
Yep.
With penalty of perjury. Just, you know.
Well,
so
she wanted out of there pretty bad. So I think you're right. I totally think true, probably exaggerated though. But it just brings me back to, why did you try to tell us it was Prisonland? You know?
Right. You started out with a lie.
Exactly.
I just got to give one little shout out. Hey, Team Psych Ward, it's good to see you, babe. It's been a while since I've seen her, and I just wanted to say hi. I've missed your face. Yeah, but she does.
She was with us last night too.
I know, and I meant to highlight her comment, and I didn't, and then I had the guilt the rest of the night, so I wanted to make sure that I did it today. Yeah. I worry about that kind of stuff, so you guys.
I know what you mean. So do I. Like, after you say something, at midnight, I'll be sitting here by myself and be like, wait, did I say that too harshly? I hope I didn't hurt their feelings, or, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, rethinking everything from that day.
Yes,
you know?
I do it too. So, all right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Outside all morning.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we can just like for like 2 hours. Damn.
Yeah.
So much better. I'm so grateful that you're in there. I feel better inside. Yep. That was stressful. Oh my gosh. Like it feels like a ton of bricks just lifted off me. It's crazy.
I know.
You know, you're able
Yeah,
to go do things. You get to go see a puppy and all that kind of stuff. How cool is that? That what? Yeah. But it's that phase 3. I can go to all the stuff we have. So that's all I'm waiting. That's why they bring the lunch to you now. Because like when you're in phase 2, you have to get the lunch brought to you. But when you're in phase 3, then you go out everywhere. And she was just like, I told her that's fine with me because I don't like chow halls anyway. I mean, once you add all the bad experiences from I don't care if I ever go to chow hall. I don't care. Like, right? You could bring your tray anytime. You want to bring it at 8 a.m.? Okay, I'll do it. You know, something like it's like you just want to go do stuff. Yeah, like the chow hall is just I don't know. You know, you have to like everybody be in the chow hall and they're looking at me and they're like, oh, there goes that girl, and I'll be like, oh, you know. Oh gosh. Yeah, so it's like you just have. It's just like you just sit there eating, people staring at you. So you're like, okay, I gotta go. Right? It's like, I feel like someone's watching. How does that song go? It's funny. I can't remember. But yeah, that's crazy. People staring at you and all that. Yeah. Your friend Abby wrote me a little bit ago and asked me to talk to you and see how she feels if I could send her girlfriend money because she doesn't have anything.
All right. Now, I want to give you a little bit of the backstory. I considered whether or not to redact this name, but there are no other identifying information other than this. The girlfriend isn't even talked about, so it's you know, some chick named Abby that I have no idea. Do you know how many Abby's there are in the world?
Yes.
Okay,
that happened on the
so
last one too. I did the same because I felt like first name, we have no idea. Yeah, don't. I
right.
feel the same.
Okay. The backstory here, just wait until y'all hear this. Be ready. You finna be mad. All right. I'm going to rewind it 5 seconds so you can hear it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Also, Letecia, people are staring at you because you don't wash your hair for a month of Sundays. That's why.
Yeah. Your friend Abby wrote me a little bit ago and asked me to talk to you and see how she feels if I could send her girlfriend money because she doesn't have anything. No, absolutely not. Okay, all right. You're like, no. Yeah, she's what she's talking about. She must be just going through a crazy phase right now. She knows better than that. Yeah, she said that she's in SAG and
Tisha tells her what money to spend or not.
Talk to Taylor and find out if that's
right. That's my
that
thing.
Was interesting.
First of all, under any other circumstance. Now, I've been married for 30 years. Okay. Do my husband and I talk about finances? Of course we do. That's what couples do. Partners do that. All right. But it's a discussion. It's not a, is it all right? Okay. And that he is my partner. All right. Now, this circumstance, Letecia, are you putting money in the bank account? No. Oh, how come I can't? This blew me away that Letecia is telling her that she can't send that. First of all, that she would ask permission. Not, do you think it's a good idea? You know, is it safe? None of that. If it's all right. And then she says, no. And she must be going through some type of crazy phase because she knows better than that. Girl, bye. Also, Ropes Girl, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the war. Thank you for supporting me in the channel. I appreciate you. Also, and this is why I put old lies. Notice her name here, Taylor.
Yeah, I heard that too. Oh my God.
Letecia, that is not your name. That is not even your middle name.
Stop it, Letecia.
For
Stop
real.
using it.
Here she goes.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. And it's not, I want you guys to hear this part again because this is kind of important. It's the context in which she uses Taylor. Okay, let me rewind it just a sec. All right, let me go back. All right, here we go.
Talking about. She must be just going through a crazy phase right now. She knows better than that. yeah, she said that she's in SAG and it has nothing and this and that. And will you talk to Taylor and find out if that's okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her first about all that because the only person I would ever send anything to is you.
She needs to talk to Taylor. This is not a situation where she thinks that Letecia has slipped into one of her altars, okay? This is what Letecia goes by in the clink.
Yes, you're exactly right. Bingo. Because that's what I was saying on the last call. She called her that too, and I think this woman calls her that. But on the last ones, and one of them that she did that, she was also referring to people in the jail talking about her or something like that, and it was Taylor again. Like, I don't know. That's what she's telling them her name is.
Correct. So this is why I get irritated with Letecia, okay? Because she hauled her cookies into that courtroom and swore up and down that she had a dissociative identity disorder, which she does not have, and that one of her alters was Taylor. No, that's just what you want people to call you. Shut up. Let me do it right. Shut up, Tisha.
Yes, shut the hell up, Tisha.
Shut up. In fact, let me get it right here.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, criminal.
And while we're at it, just for good measure, all right.
Oh my gosh. I think you need "Shut Up, Tisha" seriously on I wish it made sense on a shirt or something. There has to be a way to and you could even give like a portion if you could find something to put it on, like for charity or something. I don't know.
I would totally do that.
Yeah, because people love that. It's really stuck, and even I love it. But yeah, I think there has to be something. But anyway, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. No, okay, here's the thing. Her girlfriend really don't have anything.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Like, she don't really have anybody or whatever at all. But, and it would never be, oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay. Maybe doing count at all these different times. I don't know why I worry about it. I don't even have an ID, so I don't know how to stand there with my ID anyway. I can give you an ID. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to stand over your ID. Like, what am I standing there with? Nothing in my hand because I don't even have one. Right? And nobody can figure out, like, why come nobody bring anyone? But anyway, here's the thing. She breaks up with Abby all the time. She treats her horribly. It causes Abby to kill herself, like, try to kill herself, cut herself, all kinds of stuff like that. So, yeah. So, like, I'll write you a response back and be like, this is for me or whatever. Because I would just tell her. I would be like, sure, I always think about, helping people. But at the end of the day, she treats you like crap.
Right.
So,
and it's like, I won't her, like, sending it to you, but if it's somebody that you're close to and, like, I will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
yeah, and like I said,
if you're like, that's, somebody that I'm really close to, but I will. But
her girlfriend really don't have anything. But it's the point of the matter is she breaks up with you every 2 weeks. And she talks to other people, and then she takes her stuff and gives it all back to you and cusses you out and calls you things. Like, no. Like, I get she loves her and all that, but, like, and then at the end of the day, like, Abby takes everything she gets. Like, her mom, she puts some money on Abby's account. She puts money in her account. She takes everything she gets and sends 75% of it over to Sam. And she's always like, oh, she's hungry, she needs food. Yeah. And, like, this girl is just, like, I don't know.
She's just, like, treating her right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she was, like, somebody that was really true to you and all that kind of stuff. But no, Not after that.
Yeah, I'm not fixing to take any type of relationship advice from Taylor or Tisha. Just putting that out there. It's just ridiculous. Okay.
From Taylor or Tisha. Same.
I mean, no, it's not happening. All right. I can't I need like 2 minutes to go and fix myself a plate. I'm starving. Give me just 5 minutes and then I'll be right back. We'll let it go for 5. Unless she says something absolutely ludicrous, and I'll haul back here.
You have to run back like I did.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's sad. I know she just got in trouble too. She writes me here and there. She's been writing me like different things and asking how I'm doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Abby's a good person too. If Abby, then I'd be like, yes, if Abby's telling you she don't have nothing, she probably don't. But like, I know Abby's mom. I think Abby's mom's got like a disability. So Abby's mom actually lives here in Colorado Springs, or lives in Colorado Springs. She wrote me and said her mom lied to her, and that she got like 3 DRs in one day or something yesterday or the day before. So she's having a bad day, and I was like, her mom probably checked online to see the DRs and all she got them. Mhm. So then when she does that, her mom gets upset with her, and then she won't let her talk to her son. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh. Probably then why. She ends up in crisis, or she ends up in SED because she ends up hurting herself. Yeah. I told her, I said, I told her, I said, I know that you're a really cool person. You're a caring person. You were always there for the person I love. So that makes you an amazing person. So always remember that. I was telling her that you are loved. And I told her all that stuff. Yeah. Like I said, if Abby's by herself, like she would literally go without eating. I've watched her in the trial hall be like, oh, I'm not going to eat this because I'm sending it over where Sam's at. Because Sam's been sick for a year for battering her. Oh, is that why? That's why she's in there? Yeah. Because she said that she's a long term. It's bad. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And she wants me to know I'm not doing that. Yeah. Will you write a message to tell her? Yeah, I will. Okay, because I don't know what to say. Well, she's like, will you talk to her? And I said, yeah, I'm going to talk to her first because I won't do anything without talking to you. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. She's having a hard time, and I feel bad. She seems really cool. She's the one that keeps contacting me. Oh, yeah. I forget how really she will be. Cause I said I forgot that's how she is, though. She definitely is like a very needy person, and you can tell she definitely has some sort of personality disorder with it. But she was given up at birth or around birth to her other mom, and so then that relationship with that mom's kind of strained, and then her dad died. So she kind of just, she just wants somebody to love her, and she wants Sam to love her so bad, and Sam does her so wrong. Yeah, I can understand that. When you're missing that piece, it's, you're trying to find that. And it's sad that when you're treated so horribly, trying to find love when you're like a good person like that, where you do anything for that person and they're treating you bad, that's sad. Yeah. And she'll continue to do it. The more Sam treats her bad, the more she will break down and just cry and cannot even survive through the day because she's just so sad over it. And I have to always tell her, like, girl, no, you're going outside. You're not going to lay in the bed. Let's go. Oh, she misses your comfort. I know. I offer her all like that. But I guess it's worked out with she's not like the opposite. Like, I'd be like looking at people like, no, you always just tell me that. You want to talk to me like that? Okay, fine. I won't ever have to speak to you again. Goodbye. Right? I ain't tolerating that. Yeah, no, I didn't tolerate enough of that in the past. I'm like, Oh, so listen. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're going to die laughing. Okay, so, right. So.
You rang? Allie, did you not just say Jen? Am I hearing things?
No.
Oh!
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I'm having auditory hallucinations. Fantastic.
I was muted and helping the little kids get dressed because they were swimming while we were talking. And so I was hardly even half listening to them. So, no, I didn't. But
okay. All right, let's keep going then.
This lady came, she's like, hey, and she was like, your boyfriend called up here and said he wanted to get added to your phone list. What? What boyfriend? I said, wait, what? What was his name? I was like, she was like, oh, I forgot. It's in my office. She was like, I'll come back and tell you. So I'm waiting for her to come back and tell me who this is. So listen, then I get this message. Hold on, that's it. I get this message. Hold on. Did you never found out the name of it? No, she ain't came back yet. She told me she'd come back. Oh. Okay, so then I got this message from this.
Why
other
don't people just
dude.
find out that they can message you? I don't get it.
I don't know, but I didn't even know if someone playing games. You know what I mean?
They're,
Someone,
right.
who in their right mind could think that you could just call up here and say, hey, I need to put on the phone. This is a prison. It ain't like you're calling, somebody's job and being like, hey, I really need to talk to them. It's important because you haven't called me back, No.
Right. Exactly. I think you would have to be the one talking to the person to get approved, but okay.
Yeah. So then, here it is. I had to get through these messages. All right. So then, this one dude wrote me, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name is Brandon. So he wrote me talking about, hey, oh my gosh, I've been waiting on you to get back to Colorado. I wasn't able to talk to you when you were in Kansas. And he went on like this. I don't know why. He just couldn't figure out how to talk to me because true as hell everybody else did. But anyway, so he got up to the bottom. He was talking to me about the Cubs game. And I guess he's a Cubs fan or whatever. And he started talking to me about golf. Let's see. Oh, then he says, hey, by the way, I filled out a visiting application. I put you as my girlfriend. I hope that's okay. Maybe they'll approve me that way. I got your back.
What?
Yeah, I got your back. He has a friend, but I just put boyfriend just in case because some prisons don't like to approve you unless you are the boyfriend. He said, what else did he say? All right, Tisha Lynn. Talk to you later. Oh, by the way, Tisha Lynn, watch out for all the YouTube people. They eating this stuff up, so they'll probably end up getting this conversation with us. But just so you know, I don't really care.
Why did you write that?
So I wrote back, and I looked on here, and he had sent me like a shit ton of stamps, and I was like, oh, okay. So I wrote back because I figure if it's somebody putting stuff online, I always try to just put random shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, don't put nothing that's important. All right. No.
They got.
Oh, shoot. It won't show me the sent mail yet until it sends to you guys. Like, I can't go to my sent box until it's sent. Because when I hit sent mail, it says, please allow time for updating. Anyway, so I had wrote him back and I was just talking to him about, he said something about the Cubs. So I wrote him back and was like, talking to him about the Cubs. And then I was talking about the real baseball teams, which was a Braves, I was a Braves fan or whatever. And then I talked about liking like the Yankees or whatever. And he had talked about basketball, so then I started with my basketball teams or whatever. And then, so about the YouTube people, I just said, oh, yeah, it just popped up. Melissa just sent it for me. Okay. I said, oh, yeah, I know about the crazies. You just have to pray for them. I said, the same people that will be praying to God and acting holy while forgetting that all that hate and meddling is totally against who Jesus is. I pray and move on. I really don't care about that. And then I said, what kind of dog do you have? And I said, I like playing with most of the super animals here at the dog program. I love dogs. I said, have a good day. And then I guess, right. So which means I won't get it. If he expects something today, I won't get it anyway till Monday or Tuesday,
Yeah.
Oh, God. I said, I'm going to ask this dude. I'm going to see what she says that name is. And I'm going to ask this dude. I'm going to be like, did you call up here?
Do you even know who he is?
No, I don't even know who he is.
What?
Yeah. His last name is... I have no idea who it is.
Probably somebody messing with you.
I know. That's why I just said something about sports or whatever. I ain't
Okay. This ain't Tisha's first rodeo, and she knows how this works. All right. The fact of the matter is, if he got approved for visiting or he applied to be a visitor, he had to say who he was. You can't just be making up names. The name that you say you are is the name that needs to be shown on your driver's license. Okay? Stop playing, Tisha.
going to tell him, if they're trying to find out information about Kansas, I ain't telling them, you know what I mean? So.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure it's somebody messing with you.
Yeah.
But you never know. There might be some good people out there. Did you
Okay,
get the?
it just uploaded another message from him. I think these must be all messages they're just now approving. Because it says, hey, Tisha Lynn, want to say Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, this has got to be like these must be messages that they must have held or something.
I think he's saying that because your aunt says that, because they always talk about that.
Yeah. What, Tisha Lynn? Because that's what she calls me.
That's how, yeah. They always make fun of your aunt with that.
No, we don't. We're not making
now.
fun of you stop right there, ma'am. I'll not have it. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Dude, no, it's not making fun of, like, repeating some of the shit she says. Yeah, she says wild stuff. I know, listen, I know you're listening, and I know you laughed your ass off when you heard Aunt Brenda tell Tisha she looked humongous on TV and that she was big. She says some funny stuff. We can't help it.
I mean, yeah, and here's the other thing, right? It's called parody, okay? She calls her Tasha Lynn, but she also says words like Virginia and brar. Okay?
Yeah.
So it ain't about making fun of Aunt B. It's called it's imitating.
Yes.
Calm down. Nobody's making fun of Aunt B. Although she shoved a woman over a recliner. I'm just saying, over a man she didn't even want in the first place. But there's that.
I've been dating her husband for 3 years.
I don't know what her problem
Sorry.
is.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, and cooter. And exactly.
Yes.
You
Yes.
cannot tell me this girl don't fit that. That is hilarious. I don't care who you are. Aunt B is funny. And you know what? We don't make fun of her. We say all the time how sad it is that Tisha has her crying and manipulating her and making her believe that she's so mistreated. We also
Right.
look out for her.
Exactly. We ain't making fun of Aunt B. We're making fun of Tisha Lynn. Get it right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Because she calls you Tisha Lynn, so that when they talk, they say, yeah, about Tisha Lynn or something if they talk crap about you. That's what they say.
Oh my God.
Wow, because that really, really hurts my feelings.
Girl.
Oh my
Look,
God.
yeah, I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap how you feel. I don't
Ain't
care.
nobody trying to hurt your feelings. How stupid. Duh. Of course it wouldn't hurt your feelings.
You don't have any
Wow.
feelings, you fucking demon.
Yeah, we know that. Duh.
Duh.
Oh my
Lord.
God.
Here we go. Let's keep going.
Okay. Listen, my one friend that I told you that I've known for a while, she wrote me and told me, she was like, let me find it. She was like, the evil bitches are at it again. She said, the evil bitches are at it again. It's okay, though. She said, I've totally come to terms with it if they find out who I am.
What?
She said, but I know they're trying with everything that is in them. She goes, yada, 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 yada.
Who
This
is she talking about?
Girl, I have no idea, but it ain't this set of evil bitches. I'm not trying
Yada, yada.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So now we're crazies. Are we the evil bitches?
We might. No, how can we be? We're not. I don't even know who the hell they're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Who, like, YouTube, I think. That's what
Yeah,
she was
but-
talking about.
Well, yeah, she's clearly talking about YouTube, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that.
It's us, Jen. We're the evil
Yeah, but
bitches.
Hi, evil bitch.
I miss doing these lives though, because I do enjoy the laughs with you. But yeah, it's definitely us.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't know who we're supposed to be trying to find out who they are. We don't care.
Yeah, they're crazy.
So
Literally just making shit up in their own head, fantasizing very weirdly in their own head, because you're right, we don't care. It's more about again, the content of the conversation. And I was thinking, Jen, today, because you see people in like Krama reviewing each other. Okay, for instance, like Burnt Toast. I love her, but she'll choose like, what was that, Shani, or these different people, and she'll review them because they say wild, off the wall shit. Like that's kind of what Tisha is, but evil. You know what I mean? It's like you can't help but follow, like, and be like, your mind tries to, I don't know. Plus, you have the aspect of what she did, which makes her even more evil. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like that. We're not we don't
Yes.
care about who you are or whatever. It's more about the stuff that comes out of her mouth. And yeah,
Tisha is a demon lolcow.
she is a demon locale. Yes. Yes. Exactly.
That's it. That's all. It ain't that deep. Look. Please blame me for things that I do. Yeah, yada, 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 whatever. That ain't even yours originally, Letecia. That's from Jerry Seinfeld.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, she does it a lot, and I guess is that girl, like, I don't know. That was just funny she said that in there. But I'm with the real Pocahontas. It's about the psychology of the actual evil bitch, Tisha Lynn.
Right. We don't care who she's talking to. Look, now there did come a point in the conversations between Amy and Letecia where something changed. And the reason why we were interested in it is because before we even got the calls, Amy Lang came to YouTube and she told everybody she talked to Tisha. And she said that she was trying to get inside of her mind and figure out what really happened. And then she went from that to being some bootleg secretary. Okay? So, yeah, we had questions. That's it. That's all. But I've never like looked into Amy Lang. I don't care. I don't, Lord.
Exactly. Not at all. I've never looked at anything of hers. The only thing I ever looked for was to see if she, like, when she spoke out and that kind of thing, like her social media, but not even like her Facebook and stuff. I looked at her Twitter and then searched to see if like any other places she had been on YouTube. You know what I mean? No,
but that's not looking into her. I'm not trying to find out when her birthday is or, what her star sign is or where she lives. I don't give a shit.
Nope. Does not make a difference in the context of how we're looking at this.
No.
Who any of them are.
Correct. Now, here, Keith says, I wonder if she knows the behavior panel rated her as having a very low social intelligence. She does now. Hey, Tisha Lynn, the behavior panel rated you as having a very low social intelligence. Suck on that. All right, y'all ready to get back to it?
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna be listening, but away for like 2 minutes to unmute. But I'll be right back. But we'll be listening. Okay.
Right. I was like, "Yep." I wrote it back, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I already heard." And I was like, so I told her, I was like, "You don't have to write me or whatever." And she basically was like, "Girl, shut up." So,
yeah. They are. They're trying so they want to know. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna find out who's telling her about us and this and that." And it's like, oh my God.
A couple of people too. I mean, not just you. So I mean, they could get her name. I'm not gonna say her name over here, but they could get her name. Of course, they would harass Amy because she told me. But yeah.
Yeah, whoever is talking.
Yeah, I asked her. She always gives me a People magazine subscription. So I asked her, "Hey," I said, "can you call them and update the mailing address or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah, I got right on that." Because, my people, they're probably still going to Kansas.
Yeah. Are you able to write the court?
No, I can't write anybody until my phase 3.
Oh, damn. Did you figure out how to fund your stuff? Because I called them yesterday. Did you get my message with that yet?
Yeah, but see, I already did that. So I took $30 and I transferred it on the canteen list. That's what you were talking about that they were saying. That's the same stuff people were telling. I did that. It goes $30 to the phone, And they said, no, it's going to show up on the tablet. It's going to show up on the tablet. But nothing is showing up on my tablet at all. So I don't. But then I'd be wondering if these people be thinking, like, if something's up. Because, like, one minute people think I'm here. Next minute they be like, oh, we didn't know you were here. It just ticked in the computer. So I'd be like, oh, my God. I've been here almost 2 weeks.
You have 1 minute left.
You know?
Yeah. Are you going to call me back or no?
Yeah. But, yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks. So I'm like, so I keep getting refreshed on this Securus debit balance. And then I had the option to look it up earlier, and she was like, yeah, it says $30 phone time, which is the only way you could put tablet time is phone time. And she's like, yeah, it says $30 phone time. She's like, oh, it hasn't even put in your account yet. And I was like, no, it hasn't put in my account yet. So she's like, let me ask around and see. Then I asked this other lady, this inmate lady, and she was just like, girl, you probably have to do them like some of us have to do sometimes. We have to write them and have to do an investigation and figure out where the money is. She's like, because we just got the system, so, you know, everybody's trying to figure it all out, you know. Because then I couldn't ask you, do they have tablets? Do they have tablets? And then we kept looking, and then they have to have long.
Thank you for using Securus.
Well, Kayla, thank you so much. Thank you for gifting a membership, and thank you for being a member for 9 months. Hold on, I got a cough. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. Really, I do. You know, I just want to say this. I know you guys know in the chat because I'm watching the side chat, but for anybody that's going to watch this on replay, we don't try to find any, I don't care who Letecia is talking to. Okay. I don't know why Letecia is, you know, trying to tell this girl that, you know, other people that she's talked to have stalked anybody or tried to, first of all, that stalking is not the right term, or tried to find out who they are. Look, Amy Lang walked her cookies directly to the tubes. Okay. She put her own business out on Front Street herself. Okay. So I know what you heard, Tisha, but that ain't how it went. Okay. But also, you might have heard it correctly, and you're just a big lying liar mouth who tells lies. Who knows? Oh, Lace Lemon, she's in the clink now, babe. She in the clink. What'd you say, Allie? Ooh.
Isn't it crazy that they have this idea of how things are and they're just so wrong? Like, imagine if we were assholes, we could have heard this and be like, okay, we don't care. We want to know who you are now, or we'll let people know now. Hell, we're going out of our way to make sure, not because we think you guys would do anything, but the wrong person that could come across it really might. And we don't want to, you know, we already told you guys, be responsible for that. But it's crazy. They have the most backward ass view of it.
I know.
And what we're doing.
Everybody knows that we're a friggin' delight.
Yeah. What the hell?
What? Come on. Ridiculous. All right, here we go with call number 2.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Goodbye. Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
I was like, what in the world happened?
Everybody's probably starting to get on the Wi-Fi now and make calls and stuff.
Oh, I was like, uh-oh. He hung up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts to get like your bars, as the day goes on, your bars start to go down. Like, you know, early in the morning, I'll be having full bars, and then as the day go down, it'd be like 1, pushing 2, barely.
Oh, everybody's using their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. This lady's she's at my door. Hold on.
Okay.
Bendy.
What's up?
I'm going to sit on the dock while we listen, and I have to show you because it's just so gorgeous out here. I just can't not show you.
Hold on. Let me make you big.
Okay.
Let me see how I do this. No. Hold on.
And you can see every little cloud in the water. It's so pretty. Look at it.
No.
Oh, that was almost.
I'll get it. Hold on.
So beautiful.
What the frack? What's it doing? Why is it not letting me do it? Hold on.
The one of us side by side was pretty good.
There
Yeah.
you go. We'll do it like that. Or
Look how beautiful it is out here. Like those are the clouds in the
gorgeous.
water. It's just the reflection. It's so freaking,
It's
but it's so
gorgeous.
calm. It looks like, yeah. And then I'm just gonna sit right here on these steps. These are my steps.
Oh, they're beautiful. Look at you. Oh, I miss Florida, but for the water, but the baby is totally
You come
worth it.
visit me.
I
Yeah,
will. I'm
definitely.
gonna have to for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to show you because, like, I don't know how long it would. The sun will set in a second, and I didn't know, you know what I mean, how long it would be like that. So that's all.
It's beautiful. Thank you for showing us, babe. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. If the dolphins end up coming here, they haven't been yet this year.
Oh, you know
I'll
I
turn
love
on
the
the camera.
dolphins. All right.
That'd be so cool.
Let me know. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here we go with call number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anybody by that name. Who would have that same last name and first name? Okay, thank you. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Girl, who the hell's name?
What?
Who is
What did they call up there?
That's who it was. Remember she said she would get the name and come back?
Wow.
People better stop. They better get jobs or something. They got to do something.
You really have some
Oh.
stalkers, for real.
God.
I was like, man, she really.
Lopez.
I'm like, she really has some stalkers. I'm sure that Brandon guy is too. If that's really
Girl.
him.
Yeah, and the other one. Remember there was another one that was supposedly from Indiana, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did they ever write back? I was going to ask you about that.
No, not yet.
Oh, my gosh.
man.
You're like, if this is Amy Lang, don't even write me back.
I know. She probably was like, dang it.
You know, she's probably like, oh, no, she probably knows.
Yeah.
I have my visitor's form all filled out. I'm just waiting for my driver's license to get here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, how did this person do it that fast?
Right? I know, you just got there. And it's
I mean, was they
obviously
just like, were they just on standby? Well, here's the thing, though. Like, whoever it is, they'd have to have their they got to turn in their real information. You know what I mean? In order for the process. But like, what was he doing? Did he have it like ready, or just sitting there like, oh, time to submit? Like, what?
you haven't even been there 2 weeks yet.
I know. I don't know. I told you, girl. This is how it was when I first got here in May.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, though. The people, the boys, like the males, they must not know I'm here because I would have a ton of mail from inmates because you can get inmate here.
Yeah.
They probably didn't. They probably didn't know where I was at, before, and you didn't have a way to do it or whatever. Didn't know, like specifically.
Yeah.
But like, I can tell you right now, I haven't got the first piece of mail. So, which is crazy because, like I said, if they knew, I would have like a bunch of people that had already written me or whatever, because they might have moved prisons and been like, hey, I'm at this prison now, or whatever.
This is the weirdest flex ever.
Oh my gosh.
Leticia,
And you guys.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go, Allie, because I'd be talking too much. You go.
No, I just wanted to tell the chat I definitely am reading, but it's hard to respond to everybody on the Streamlabs. But I love all you guys, and I'm reading. And I don't like when you talk to me. If I don't respond, just know I'm reading it, and it's hard to do it too. You know what I mean? But that's all. Sorry, Jen. It was totally not about even.
No, but it's fine. No, you needed to say that. It's cool. Listen, you know me. I'm flexible. That's why they call me busy.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't want anybody thinking rude, but I'm trying to focus on the call too and read the chat. So then I definitely won't be hearing anything. So that's all.
All right. So let me just say this. This is the weirdest flex ever. Leticia, You are bragging about men who ain't seen a woman in years. They are all locked up in close confinement with each other, and they're writing you as if that is a flex. Shut up, Tisha.
Yeah.
God.
No.
This is going to be a theme in these calls. Letitia is going to bring up men, and Brandon is going to get brought up again. The gentleman that she says called up there for her, she said his whole first and last name, and she had some other things to say about it, but I edited it out because this guy, who knows? I didn't hear. You can hear her talking to somebody, but you can't hear what the other person is saying through the door. You can only hear her loud mouth. So, who knows what she got told? You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
just, who knows?
Yeah, also, I don't even know if I believe her about well, I mean, I'm sure there are guys who have because we see a girl right now who gives her plenty of attention, money, time. I'm really not convinced they're not in a relationship. And I do believe, if you guys remember her saying one point to someone on getting out, I went back and checked what all she said to me and I didn't see it, but she messaged a lot of you guys. I swear I remember her saying something about a girlfriend. It's hard to think that guys would see her and find her attractive, but then I have to remember, like you said, they've been in there for a long time, um, and they're not familiar with who she actually is, and what she's done and her personality. So maybe, and some guys, will hit on anything and anyone, and girls too. But yeah, then again, like I said, we have this girl right here giving her all of her time, attention, money. I mean, damn.
Right. And
Mhm.
hey, to the person, listen, I don't know if you're in a romantic relationship with Letitia or not. I actually don't really care. But word of advice, these hoes ain't loyal. Okay. If I've learned anything from listening to prison calls, Letitia, you ain't the only one. Okay. You ain't that special. Should.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I do remember, Susan Smith, another child killer, who was juggling like 3 or 4 guys. So,
Oh wow, really?
oh, yes. Yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
I
Mhm.
don't care if they're in a relationship either, but it is something I would note and discuss a little bit because I believe it's manipulation for
I
Tisha.
do think
We've
it is
never
as
seen
well.
it. Yeah, we never seen that. And I don't care who people, I'm all about love who you love. I don't care who
Yeah,
it is. As long as you're happy and you're a kind, good person or whatever, I
right.
don't really care about the rest. Um, I think I judge people for how their actions, you know what I mean?
Correct.
And that kind of thing.
Correct.
But I just have never seen that from her, so I would be
Neither
surprised.
have
Not
I.
that
Yeah.
no, go ahead. I wanna know what you think
No,
about it.
I agree. I've never seen it from her, and she's never given any
Yeah,
indication. And, look, for me personally, love is love. And what 2 consenting adults
yes,
do is, my name is Paul, and that's between y'all. And as I
yep,
know that, I'm just an evil bitch, but I do actually root for love. I cheer it on, okay?
same,
So I am a softie sometimes, but not for
same,
you,
and
Tisha. Listen, you know, part of me, I'm really torn, and it's gonna cut. We're gonna get the more I listen today, it's not really so much about the substance of what they were talking about in the moment that was irritating to me and made me angry, but it was the fact that these calls are, as you guys can see from the timestamps, are back to back to back to back to back. And
yeah,
I
all day.
of is what Gannon doesn't have, what she took from Gannon and what she
Yep,
took from the world when she took Gannon. And
true.
just the more they giggle, the more they there's going to be a moment. Y'all will know exactly when it comes. I will play it for you. I just can't remember exactly what time it was because let me just say this. I was watching the OnlyFan and Karen Reid and editing these, and there was one point when I was doing this and the verdict clock stopped. and my heart started racing, and then it was like the verdict clock is broke. So, okay, cut me slack. That's why I can't really remember exactly. That's why I can't remember what time it is or which call it is. I think it's either I know it's either 3 or call 4. But what irritated it hit me all at once, and it actually pissed me off. I had to stop and walk away because it made
Oh
me
God.
mad.
Well, here we go. I'm bracing for it. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because Jen, I've been called, people try to label me as being hateful and stuff like that.
Oh
And that is the
God.
opposite of the truth. And you know that, Jen, but even
Yes,
with
I
my
do.
kids, I teach them like from the time it ever comes up. So what? People should love who they love and be themselves. We should never judge someone for that kind of stuff. We only judge them for how they treat us and their
Correct.
actions, even to my own kids. And so it bothers me, and I
Yeah,
would not give a damn. It's just, I think Leticia's using her and
I
using it
do.
to like manipulate.
That's what I think. And I'll say this too. Allie, I will defend Allie on that all day long and twice on Sunday, every day, because it's true. And, Allie and I have
Thank you,
talked
Jen.
about this privately,
Yeah.
just about raising our kids and things that we imparted in them. And I've told this story before, and I don't know if I told it.
Yes.
I know I
You
told
told me.
Allie, but
Mm-hmm.
I know I've said it on here before, but when little mini Bindi and I were at the Atlanta airport, we were leaving to go back to Texas. They announced that gay marriage was going to be illegal federally. And I remember little Minnie
Mm-hmm.
Bendy turning to me in the line because I was trying to pay attention and make sure she was, with me. And, it's an airport. So she turns to me and she says, "Oh my God, Mom, they did it. It's finally here. They've made gay marriage legal federally. I can't believe it. I'm so happy."
Oh,
Y'all, the dirty looks that she got, the dirty looks that I got, but I did not care. I was so proud of my daughter in that moment.
I
So
bet.
proud.
Yeah.
So
And you
proud.
told me, I thought you were going to tell me, one of your daughter's friends transitioned
I
and you
did.
helped them
I did.
with
I did.
walking
I
in heels
helped.
and stuff like
I
that.
did. I helped
Helped
her.
her.
I did
Yeah.
help Nicole. I did help her. I taught her how to walk. I taught her how to walk in heels. I taught her how to, just I supported her.
Yes.
I supported her, and it is what it is. And I don't get a pat on the back for that. I'm only making this comment because there's been, I don't want. It's important. I think it's important for people to. I don't talk about stuff like that very
Mm-mm.
often. I don't talk about the things that I do really, but I do
No.
want people to know where I stand with that.
Well, I brought that up. So, but
No, I
just
didn't
because
mean
it's
it
in the,
like that. I didn't mean it like
no,
that.
I know. I'm just saying it's not you bragging and being like, oh, I've done this. I brought it up, and it's just the truth. Because people try to, I don't know, it's just gross the way people try to label you of things you absolutely are not, and it could catch on. And I don't want
Correct.
somebody to hear me saying, oh my gosh, I think they're in a relationship, and be like, oh, Alex is thinking this.
Oh,
No, it's
here she
strictly because,
goes, and there's
yeah.
Bendy up there just cheering her on. No,
Exactly. Yes. It's
no,
just strictly about the fact that Letitia, if that's the case, I have to believe she's doing it to manipulate, to get money, to have someone to talk to. And that's
exactly,
gross. That's
exactly. All right, let's keep going. All right, here we
all. Okay.
go.
But
Yeah.
we have Surge. We have Surge coming up at the end of the month, and it's where you get Surge, and it's with they do a lot of co-ed stuff here. So you have the guys come over for like church services, and they come over for Surge and stuff like that. And they come over and do like all the canteen. Because the girls used to do the canteen, but they were stealing. Like, okay, so I got a package one time, and Joe had sent me a package when I first got here, and he had bought the $12 almond thing. It was like a milk and honey almond soap or something like that. And people had taken that, replaced it with this $3 coconut swirl kind,
Yeah.
They were doing that with everybody's packages, And like if you had like fancy brands, they would switch them out or whatever. So now they have the men do the canteen, and the women does the laundry. Because like they're not gonna have men do the laundry because men are weird. They'd be taking panties and shit.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah. So, anyway, the men come over here for all kinds of stuff. Like, they were in here like 2 days ago. They were in here painting a unit, and the girls were out. But these are trusted men now. You got to remember, a lot of them have been incarcerated for a long time, so they're not going to mess up their chance of being, they get to move around all the time. It's just like people who live in the incentive pod here. They're not going to, and work on the dog program. Like, you'd be really dumb to mess it up and lose all your privileges like that just to do something stupid that might, But anyway,
Right.
So when them guys come over here, then I'm sure they'll start telling people that was here, because when I came back through the VR, which is when you come back in, you come in. So when you do medical and stuff like that, there's this big glass where the men are on one side, women on one side, so you can see them on the other side. And so I saw this one guy, and he was looking, but it was raining when I first got here, which is weird because when I first got here, the first time it was raining that day.
That's weird.
It was raining, so I had the jacket over me a little bit. So I sort of like kind of walked real fast up to the window and like looked, and I was just like, I just turned and went crazy. But I knew he looked like, and I knew exactly who it was. His name's Chris. And I was like, oh, shoot. But I just kept going because, first of all, I was tired. I've been going around in a van for hours because it was like, that ride is a long ride. And then you're in the back of the van and, you're just bouncing around everywhere. So I was just tired.
Yeah. You didn't want to talk. You didn't want to look.
No, but they'll be over here for like when we do surge and stuff. But
yeah, that ride from the peak over there was probably long, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like,
like 7-8 hours or something like that.
Yeah, and then we had to stop at Walmart and buy clothes because listen, the road was so rough, and when you hit certain parts of it, highway maintenance, I guess they don't worry about it, Interstate 70, which is really crazy because, that's a big interstate, So the whole thing we had, because we stopped at 8, what did we eat? I think we ate Wendy's. Yeah, so we stopped and ate Wendy's, and then all the stuff went flying everywhere, and I was stoked. And the lady was like, she was like, oh, God. Then she was like, I heard her turn around, she was like, what size underwear? What size pants you wearing? So I told her, I was like, I wear a 6 if you can, or skinny, medium, short, underwear or whatever, or size 8 underwear. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, why? And she was like, I'm not going to leave you like that. I was like, oh, good, thank you. So they put in at Walmart and got me some more clothes.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, they just went in and got like gray pants or whatever. And then she was like, and then I had to teach her. She was like, it'd probably be a good idea for me to just keep this. And I said, yeah, because like if anything would ever happen like that, she does transport, And I was like, if anything ever happened like that, you just have some clothes thrown on somebody, You have to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah,
right.
I took them off when I got here, and then she's like, I'll just wash them because they were clean, but I only wore them for a couple hours. But she's like, I'll just wash them and keep them for the next time that people have this on. Like,
I wonder when they decided to transfer you. I wrote
it worked for a while.
Yeah, they were probably trying because it takes like 45 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because I was looking up on all of it, and I wrote to Larry too. I was like, called me up upset, and whatever they say, they're lying, and you need to like really investigate it. I was telling them.
Yeah.
I was like, please go save her.
Like at the end of the day, like I hope that they don't ever send another person to that state, at least not to the female facility, because it's like the fact that they still have Tiara there is crazy, because they should have put her on the van back with me, because first of all, she's eligible for parole coming up, and she has to be like, you want to be in front of your parole board. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like,
yeah.
But she couldn't be in this prison because her codependent was here, but like, she could be in the other one in Pueblo now, because she's already eligible for parole or whatever. But and plus, her points should be low now, so they can take people who are lifers there because if their points are low, Anyway, so
I hope that's what I hope comes out of it, is that they never have to send anybody else there like that. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of good things about it. You know, you got to, you know, more of an open yard, you know, and better weather and stuff like that. But like when you start adding up the chaos, that ain't like that. No one should have to go through that.
No, what they did to you, you should have never went through that.
Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense for anybody. And the thing is, Tiara sat there all the years going through it and didn't know what to do. She first met me, and she first was telling me about how they treat her, and she's like, I reached out to the contact office, and I said, well, let me see what you wrote then. And when I looked at what she wrote then, I said, girl, this ain't gonna work. I was like, you got to tell them what's really going on. You can't just be like, I want to go back because I need to be close to my family. Like, no. Then they're going to think you're just trying to dictate where you're going to be. I said, no. You got to tell them that they're not getting your surgery on your boobs because your boobs are like, you know, so big it's causing back problems and like all this stuff. And so she just was slow. She didn't know how to do it. You know, so she's slow. She's a sweet girl, but she's just so.
I think you're helping a lot of them out, and that might have been the reason why you went there for that time, you know. Because in the end, you did help a lot of them out, like, to gain, like, confidence and that they can, like, get help, you know what I mean? Or, like, not quit. Because they are treated very wrong there. I mean, you were treated horrible. I mean, how long were they going to keep you?
Everyday battle there was just,
Yeah, it was horrible. It's like you were never going to, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. It wasn't everyday battle.
Bars at 1.
Oh, that's why it's going to go in and out. It was like an everyday battle for you in there, you know?
Yeah, and then, like, even going to church services, like, you could not even worship in peace without them having chaos in the same place as your worship. Like, what are they talking about? Like, the men.
What are you talking about? Worship? You got to worship? You said you didn't get to worship. So, what are you talking about, ma'am?
Good point. But yeah, Bindi, I think that they, it looks like they're using her old one. And I don't know that, I never knew they could do that. I figured they'd always take a new one, but maybe, I don't know. Why wouldn't it be up if they did, you know? So.
I mean, when I Google searched it and you click, I mean, I'll look right now while we're talking, but, it's old.
On her intake papers, they used her old one. So remember when I requested the intake papers and everything about her arrival?
Oh, yeah.
They sent me everything. Like, it was all new information, all the other stuff, like her, well, I mean, some of it was old, but her weight, things like that, I think they had changed, but it wasn't a new picture. I remember thinking, huh? Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, like they don't have, let me try this. Let me just look.
And if they had taken a new one, wouldn't it be up? Like, why would it take any time to put it up?
I don't know. Because, I mean, when you go look at any of them, it's all the old ones. So maybe it just takes time to process. I don't know. Or maybe they are keeping it on the low that she's there, but not for the reason Letecia says, like they're going to overturn her trial. Shut up, Letecia.
Yeah. No, but like you'd think that on the intake papers is where the new one goes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that would have been when they take one.
That's right. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's going on, but when it'll, at some point we'll see it. And at some point as soon as we see it, we'll show it to you. But what are you talking about, Letecia? That was one of your whole complaints, is that there was no worship for you, that you were being kept from your practicing your chosen religion.
Yep. True.
See, the lies you tell.
Yep.
This is the problem. When you intermingle the truth with the lies, then everything is out the window, your credibility. And that when you file, especially when you're filing a civil suit, which is what Letecia filed. Okay. No, I'm not talking about the PREA. I'm talking about everything else aside, the PREA aside, put a pin in that and leave it. But when you file a civil suit, your character and your reputation and your credibility is very, very, very important. And babe, that ship has sailed. It is at the bottom of the sea with the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, and the Titanic.
Yeah. Yep. And
Girl,
you know what? Hey, you never know. They could request these calls for the suit. I doubt they will, but I'm just saying they could.
they could. They could. Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Dummy.
Big old dummy.
So
Right.
you was thrown in the middle of where you went for visiting, and that's where we had church when everything else was going on. And then you remember I told you they put a unit up there that you live in now. There's a unit up there you live in where people are going in and out to the bathroom during your church service, and they're lining through your church service. I mean, it was like, what?
Right. So it's such a big distraction, you know. I mean, it was crazy too because when I'd visit you, they would be like coming in for their meds and stuff. It was like, wow, that's weird. They had everything like right there.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that bigger there?
Was it a lot bigger?
Like it's a lot bigger and nicer there.
Oh, it's nicer. And it's not that. Here's the thing. It could have been nicer there, but they don't let the inmates do the stuff. And they don't, like, over there in the dorms, they let them do it, and it's nice. But where we were at, they don't let the inmates clean the place right. They'll give you, like, an hour to go out there and do a cleaning. And it's like, when you work in a prison, these girls have jobs for 6, 8 hours a day jobs. Like, people cleaning around here, the girl, they've been cleaning all morning. This place looks spotless, you know? I mean, it's spotless for the conditions, not spotless like you're not spotless, but, you know, for the conditions, you know?
Yeah.
So, I didn't tell you about getting so sick yesterday. Girl, I went to class, I was chilling, I went outside in the yard or whatever, and then these girls were asking me questions about something because they were trying to find out. They were trying to calculate 18 months, and they didn't know what the 80% of it was and all that. So I was showing them how to do it themselves or whatever. And anyway, so I was standing there, and then I went to walk back outside, and all of a sudden I started itching. And I was like, oh man, which I know when I cook, you know, Colorado's dry, so I know I've always struggled with issues in Colorado with issues using rolling. I need a humidifier really in Colorado. I used to have to sleep with a humidifier on all the time, you know.
Kez, oh my goodness. That's so exciting. Yes, if you got to go, you got to go, babe. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. Letecia and her humidifier.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
And Kez, I hope you have the best visit. 2 years. I bet you're
That's
so
amazing.
excited.
Isn't it though? Oh gosh. I know it. I know that you're excited, babe. It's so exciting. Amy, our little date. No, this is not Amy. Amy and Letecia, the friendship door is closed.
Yeah.
They're not friends anymore.
No, yeah, she's done with Amy. She even told someone else who messaged her from the same state, "Are you Amy Lang? Don't be messaging me if you're Amy Lang." And then Cheyenne, I zone out when listening to her at times too, and I know Jen, you do too, right? Because we talked about it.
Yes.
It's hard. Yeah, sometimes it's hard not to. Well, especially when you're like screening the calls.
Yes.
You might miss stuff because it's really hard to focus the whole time on them.
It is. I had to listen to Letecia and her friend here at 1.5 speed to get through it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it otherwise. Although I did slow it down to make sure that I got, you know, any identifying information of anybody redacted, you know.
Yeah. Last time I listened to it, when I recorded about halfway, then after editing, I went back and listened again. And then when we were live, I realized there were even still little things that I didn't hear. It's crazy.
But are you saying get out of my head? Because I was literally thinking that I need to change the hello, my name is to new Amy. Maybe that's what we'll call her.
This is her new Amy. Yeah. But I got a question though, because I was thinking this one of the things I zoned out on while we were listening. I was thinking, what do you search when you're finding the silhouette? Like, what word do you put in to find the images?
Woman silhouette.
Oh, okay. I put mystery woman and they all a bunch came up. So I was like, I wonder what Jen put to find that.
Woman silhouette.
Okay. Interesting. That's what I was thinking about.
Well, now you know the mystery has been solved.
Yes. Tomorrow I'll try that and see what I come up with.
Oh, you'll get a ton, especially if you click graphics.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
And anyway, so I was like, my skin started itching, my eyes started itching, and I was like, okay, don't touch them, just. So I took warm water and I started just splashing warm water on my face, whatever. I went back outside, and then the girl sitting beside me was like, hey, you got green stuff coming out your eyes.
What?
You got to remember now. You got to remember, I'm in the mental health unit, so I wasn't sure if she was seeing and hearing things other people couldn't, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was looking at her and like, what? I'm like, really? She's like, so I took the napkin, wiped my face, whatever. So we're sitting there again on the bench, just chilling, listening to music, and just like, it's coming out your eyes again. So then, of course, I'm like, I got to go look at this. Now, is this real? I got to go inside. So I buzzed back inside, come inside, and sure enough, I had like green stuff just pouring out of my eye. And then all of a sudden,
No.
What?
Oh, okay. Let's hear what she said. Not green scope. She said green stuff, but the closed captions can't understand Tisha. Okay. She said green stuff. We're all humans in here. We all have eyes, right?
Yep.
Okay. Whenever anything has been pouring out of your eyes, regardless of color, just pouring out of your eyes, do you need a third party to tell you that something is pouring out of your eyes?
No, ma'am. Nope. My eyes water frequently, and I can always feel it myself. It drives me nuts.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's, oh my God. Green
Tish-
stuff pouring out of your eyes.
Right. This is where
Dude.
the exaggeration comes. She probably had, if she had anything
eye
green,
booger?
maybe she's got an eye booger or pink eye. You need to quit that toilet talking, Tisha.
Yeah, really.
Ma'am.
Oh my gosh, she's so dramatic. Yeah,
So
just pouring.
dramatic.
I didn't tell you about how it was sick yesterday, by the way.
Right. I tell you every monotonous, boring detail of everything, but somehow this escaped my mind. I totally forgot that I had green stuff pouring out of my eyes. Fuck off.
Like, I think you need an exorcism, dude.
Yes, Letecia. Next thing you know, we're going to hear 4 calls from now, and she's going to be saying that she's got the stigmata. Fuck off.
Oh, that was a good one, Jen. Oh my God. So I was going down the hall and this girl was like, hey, you have these wounds in your hands. You're bleeding. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
See, this is why I miss these lives, because
I
it's
know.
good to get a good real laugh from the good place in the gut, you know?
Yes. Yes. She's so ridiculous. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this whole story. This is, God, Letecia. Here we go. And then all of a sudden, what did they do, Tisha?
they were closing.
Oh, they were closing.
So small, like little Chinese eyes, And
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
rude.
Right. That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Tisha, you a
Piece
racist.
of shit.
You're a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
That's how you know.
You bigoted ass
Off
bitch.
guard.
All right, here we go.
nasty green in both eyes. So I'm like, what the hell is going on in here? So the nurse comes back in to give some people meds. And so I asked to speak to her, and she was like, hey, I was supposed to go to class. She was like, hey, no, I want you to go get in the shower again.
I think there's 2 different conversations going on here, Letecia. She's telling you to get in the shower again. Now, honestly, if you had green stuff pouring out of your eyes, do you think the remedy from a licensed medical care provider would be to get in the shower to spread it? You idiot.
It makes me wonder if they're telling you need to shower.
Correct.
What was he really looking like?
Correct.
Oh my God.
Yes. Go get in the shower again. And this time use soap, oh.
Yeah. Don't just stand there and let the water hit you. That's like
right.
my little one before in a school shower when he's trying to waste time. And he's
yes.
Like,
yes.
Before. Don't just stand there. You have to wash, bro.
Yeah. You have to use soap, bro. Come on, Tisha Lynn. Damn.
And she's like, stand there and keep putting the hot water on and clean your eyes out again, and then let me look at them, whatever. So I did it, come back, and it wasn't even like 30 minutes later, it was doing the same thing. And I'm like, oh my God. Then guess what happened? My ear did the same thing my right ear did. I was like, oh no, it popped really loud, and then I went, oh hell no, and it started hurting, and then my ears started turning red. And I went, oh no, I'm gonna be deaf by morning. I'm not making a joke of that, but I really was terrified. I'm gonna be deaf by morning, you know. And anyway, so I was like, all right.
Hold on. I just had a thought. She's got green stuff coming out of her eyes, green stuff coming out of her ears. Maybe she does. I don't know what it's called when it's the reverse, right? If the stigmata is a symbol of the wounds that Jesus Christ went through during the crucifixion, is there an anti something to that? Like what, demons or the devil, Lucifer, whatever. Is that is that what we're hearing? The anti-stigmata?
Yeah, for real. And the girl's just like, oh yeah, oh like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah. She's lying. She's lying, ma'am. God, she's lying.
You have the shit coming out of your eyes. Yeah, she's lying. She's being dramatic. All I can think is what was really going on.
The nurse probably told her you stink, out to take a shower.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something like that. Exactly. Like there's got to be a reason they ask you to shower, and I'm not thinking it was what you're saying, but okay.
Yeah. God.
I didn't know, but I have something to consider. I'm just allergic to the same stuff was going on in Kansas, that golden stuff. I think I had work.
Allergic to work, allergic to the truth.
I can barely hear you. Barely. But I mean, I can hear you. It's just kind of like going in and out. So what?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I can hear you now. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Why are you sorry? Oh, God.
Okay,
yeah, right.
Death by morning or whatever. And so I figured it out. So there's two girls. Okay, so when you go out to the yard, each unit has a yard of itself, and then there's a regular yard. So you just walk out to you can walk out to the yard on your unit at any time that you're out. If you're allowed out, but you can go out there. And so you just walk by these two doors, and it was like, these two girls have been peeing and pooping on themselves since I've been here, and everybody else has been doing it anyway for a long time. They're just waiting on to stay at hospital to pick them up. And the whole place reeked over there and that side, and I had to go that way to get out the door to go to the yard unit or whatever. And I think I had a reaction to it. It just welled up my face, and I just had a huge reaction to it. And then
hold on a minute, Tisha. Hold on a minute. Back the milk truck up. Didn't you fling dirty poo water at your roommate when you were in El Paso County? You can't be too allergic to poo water or poo.
Yeah. She sure damn did. Yeah. And I almost said this while she was talking, but I had to bite my tongue.
I'm proud of you.
Violet. I think it was Violet. She said the pigmata.
I know I've never heard of an allergic reaction that causes your eardrum to pop and green and for it to turn red and Letitia, that is ridiculous. You are such a liar.
Yeah, lies.
The lies
Lies.
you tell. All right, we're almost through this one.
Because what happened was, when I woke up this morning, my eyes were still bloodshot red, both eyes, bloodshot red, but they weren't nothing coming out of it anymore. And then you could tell when your eyes are swollen, like you need antihistamine or whatever. That's how they are. But it kept getting better. But like I took and put something, when I went outside this morning and I went through that area, I covered my whole face up and just walked by. And I didn't break out or nothing.
You have
and my
1
eyes
minute
started-
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just get allergic to that kind of stuff. I just think I don't know.
What is it called? Because it was like going in and out when you were telling.
Letitia, okay, first of all, the human body, it's excrement for a reason. It needs to exit. It's not about an allergic reaction. It's about if this even happened, you idiot. It's about what's in fecal matter. God, you're dumb.
Telling me what it was.
These two girls are in those rooms and they have peed and pooped on themselves for days.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so like, I'll move out of this side and move into the good side. They probably might even move us Tuesday, but they always just put you on this side to begin with to make sure you don't have like any kind of you can't take care of yourself. Once they realize you can take care of yourself, you move out of here. Like these girls over there, they can't take care of themselves. Like they're just like, you better stop the drugs out there because these girls are gone.
Yeah, they were drug addicts, basically.
Thank you for
Out of
using
it.
Securus.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Once again, there she goes talking about drug addicts. Fuck off, Letitia. All right, here we go. Call number 3.
This is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation.
Also, I'd like to take an opportunity to point out where she's at. Right now, I don't know where she is currently, but on May 15th. Oh, I think I typoed that. That should be 16th, shouldn't it? Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 16. My bad. Anyway, I'll fix it later, but not right now. I might just leave it. Because then I'd have to re-upload the whole thing. But didn't she plead not guilty by reason of insanity? I believe she did. Didn't she say that? Didn't her doctor, Dr. Lewis, testify that she had dissociative identity disorder? I believe she did. How's she running around all fine and dandy and unmedicated? No therapy, nothing. Oh, is it because she's a liar?
Very interesting.
Isn't
Talking
it?
about the people that are going to be going to the state hospital and stuff.
Isn't that where you wanted to be, Tisha?
Yeah.
Isn't that where you said you belonged? Because you have dissociative identity disorder? Girl, fuck all the way off. All right, here.
Now.
Hello.
Hey,
I was like, I wonder if she's going to call back.
this service, yeah, everybody must be blowing it up right now.
All right. I noticed they only get like 20 minutes and that's it.
Yeah.
Abby wrote, yeah, she's in there for a year. She has 5 months to go. She has been in there since October of last year. She just doesn't have anything to do, in there, and taking, I was like, well, yeah, whenever you write me, I'll send her a message back.
Okay. You didn't never go get the beautician lady and run her down?
Oh, hold on a minute. I forgot
Colorado.
something. And what about her stomach meds that she had to have while she was in El Paso County? Interesting. All of a sudden, it's like a fucking miracle. She don't need nothing no more. Look at her.
Yep, pretty freaking crazy. Also, now I'm gonna have some loud frogs. I'm sorry, Jimbo.
No, I love your listen here. I like your ambient background noise. Okay.
Okay.
I love it. This this other person she's talking about is a different prisoner that she was in Kansas with.
Oh
That way,
my
at least I
God.
know somebody.
You know, it'd probably end up being a stalker anyway, so you'd be like, all right, yeah.
Right? Oh, you should see my hair. It's so dumb. Oh, my gosh. I was so mad when I got out. But as she was already starting it, I was already like, oh, my gosh, what is she doing to my hair? She already, there was nothing I could do at that point, you know? And I could hear the actual clippers. You know, I can't usually, it like was like, clip. Like, I was like, what in the real freaking scissors are you using? I don't know. When I first walked in there,
Is she the person that always does it?
No, I should have went to the other lady that I had it done the last couple of times. It's near my house, and I should have just went there, my old house. And I should have just went in there because she's pretty cool, and you can, like, earn a free haircut, too. And she, like, makes sure that she gets it how you want it, you know?
Yeah.
And I told the lady, I said, just little long layers, and, like, I guess she doesn't know the difference.
Dang.
Because, you know, and it was just too late to even go get it fixed because if I got it fixed, my hair would be extremely short. Because there's like, yeah,
lose your mind.
yeah, there's like a layer way up here, and I sent Cher a picture, and she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, it's not bad, like it looks cute in the front. I said, hold on a second, I'm gonna send you this picture. I'm like, my worst nightmare just happened. And she looked at it, she's like, oh my gosh, they are like layers. I'm like, yeah, my worst nightmare just happened. Yeah. Yeah, and then
the butt?
in the back, it's like the shortest one is like kind of in the middle of my head. Like, yes. So if I got it fixed, I would have like extremely short hair. I was so mad. Oh my God, when I walked out, I'm like, what did she do to my hair? Oh my God.
She didn't like look at it and be like, oh, I did a great job.
She did. She was like, oh, it looks cute. And then when I went in there and I actually, like, when I left and I actually looked at it, like, the front wasn't even. I'm like, what in the world did she do to my hair? Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I regret that. And someone was telling me just to go to the other lady. She was really nice, and she waxed my eyebrows and cut my hair before I went to come and see you. And it looks way better.
So
Oh.
she did come out to see Letecia. Just FYI. Yes. 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 Which good for her to get her eyebrows waxed and get a haircut. Listen, I ain't judging. Not that. Not that. But I would say this.
But interesting. Okay. Sorry.
Well, I know as they kept her in, in the hole 25/8, according to her court documents, she was just, everything was bad news
Yeah.
bears for Letecia. But I'll say this, ma'am, please hear me and hear me well. The minute you go to a hairdresser and you start to feel like they're not doing what they should be doing, or you're questioning it, stop right there. Just stop. You can stand up for yourself. You don't have to be rude, but there you go. That's just my little advice.
Maybe I shouldn't tell people because I guess nowadays they don't know the difference between long layers and layers.
No.
You know, I just wanted a little bit of layers on the bottom, just to give it a little, like, volume kind of thing.
Yeah, from being so flat.
Yeah. When I laughed, because she's like, oh, looks cute. And I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't know what to say.
You scared me, because I would have turned around and been like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, I was scared to do that, too, because if she tried to fix it, I didn't want her to screw it up even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, that's why I didn't say anything, because I did not want her to touch it. And it was just, like, that kind of situation where, I don't know, and then she was on the phone, with the phone, like, she was holding it with her shoulder and on the phone while she was cutting it, too. I'm like, girl, you need to get off your phone. Yeah. Right?
You know what
You know what I told the lady? I said, "Can you tell them that they call that my only boyfriend is 7." She was like looking at me. She was like, "You're bad." I said, "A guy's with a tablet." And I was like, "Wait, like on the real tablet, like a real guy." Because you know these people be saying crazy shit here, so sometimes they don't ever know if it's like real or not. You know, so they be looking up like, "No, he's really a guy."
And all they're probably like, 7. What are you talking about?
There's
a guy really named 7. That's hilarious. These people are crazy. Have you been able to get in contact with Joe?
No, he hasn't added me on there yet.
Oh.
He will eventually. Oh,
Huh?
yeah, he will. I said he will eventually.
Yeah. He probably just he had to have figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it says release on your message thing, and obviously, you know.
Let me see. He might have already added that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure it didn't go out when I did that.
It did for a second, but I heard it
Okay.
did in the middle of it, but I knew what you were saying. That's crazy. It goes in and out like that.
I deleted a bunch of contacts. I had like 60 some. I just
Holy
went
crap.
through and delete.
That would drive people crazy.
Hold
If you just delete them and
on. We have group at 1 and 3, you said? Okay, cool. We're probably at 1. All right.
I hope you can just move levels by next week.
I don't know. They look at your need when it comes to your like what groups you got to go to, like what therapy level you got to go to.
Oh, yeah, a lot more to go.
It's all individual based, so it depends on whatever. There's no set guideline. Like the first time I came through here, I did it a lot faster, but the reason for that was I was new to the program, so I didn't, whatever. But they have an alert on you because it's supposed to happen in Kansas, so because of that, I have to do all these extra hospital stuff.
Oh, jeez. And you didn't even do anything. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, but they still want you to do, like, counseling to make sure, like, when you've been through trauma, like, that's an extra trauma added onto you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, maybe you need it after everything you've been through there.
Yeah, and dealing with the change of things again and having to whatever. And then,
Okay, I have to say something here because this bothered me today, and this is the part. This is the part where I was like, huh. But this isn't the part that made me mad. This is just the part that made me like, huh. So she says, in dealing with, everything that happened in there, all right, she's one of the things that Letecia alleges is an essay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did she allege full essay, or it was, and I'm not diminishing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That is what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So when this other girl's talking to her about it, she says everything that you went through in there, and she laughs. It's so odd to me because we've been listening to these calls, not for that long, but I mean, they do go on a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not a nervous laugh. It's just an odd thing. And it's one thing that I noticed that I wanted to point out to you
so
guys.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Makes me want to hear it back again. But yeah,
All right.
She alleged harassment first, and then as like full on essay.
That's what I thought. That's what I
Mhm.
thought. All right. So we're going to listen to that back, but pay attention to it's both of them, but
Okay.
the whole tone is odd. Here, let's play it.
yeah, but they still want you to do, like, counseling to make sure, like, when you've been through trauma, like, that's an extra trauma added onto you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, maybe
And
you
then
need it after everything you've been through there.
Yeah, and dealing with the change of things again and having to whatever. And then
Yeah.
still at the end of the day, like I still have,
Wow.
like the biggest thing I have to deal with in Colorado is everybody knows me.
I mean, you see,
I-
it's weird, is it
yes.
not?
It's 100% weird. If you had told me that you had been through something like that, that is absolutely the last thing I would do or the last way I would address that.
Right. Like, okay, I'm just going to tell you guys something. Allie and I are actual friends, not just YouTube friends. We talk. We've talked about many, many things, good and bad. Okay. And at no time have I ever said something or divulged something that hurt me to Allie, and she's laughed at it, or we've had a discussion about it, and we come back later and talk about it again, and Allie says, like what you went through, ever, like what the
Yes.
f?
Yes. You're so right about that. You would not do that. You would be like I would be with you, cautious and careful and you know what I mean? Thoughtful when I address
Yes,
something like that.
yes. It's just weird.
It
I
was
don't
weird.
know. And yes, Violet, it's okay. Violet says it sounds like a nervous laugh, like I don't really believe it laugh. But wait, just wait. And
Okay.
I'm going to let you listen to more, okay? Because
Okay.
just wait. And then we'll decide.
So,
Okay.
you know, like you have to deal with that. So, like, they want you to go through all the right classes of, like, you know, making sure you're mentally okay, you know, especially when you have, like, she has a thing set up for me that's just like trauma from dealing with all the news people, you know.
Yeah.
So that's just one, that's a section by itself.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
because
like, yeah, like that type of stuff. And then there's like, I take a lot of there's classes, like one's an anger class, but she knows I don't need to go to that. So she kind of like individualized my.
What? She knows you don't need to go to anger classes. Okay. Wait, yeah. Wait till
Okay.
she's real lists off all these other classes.
My different ones because a lot of mine I don't apply to me because there's a recovery class in there for addiction. There's a class in there for people who did like hardcore drugs like cocaine, meth, you know, crack, whatever.
Yeah.
There's like different stuff for people like that. Like when she found out that I don't need any of those, she kind of just developed like a little different plan. So like when I went yesterday, that's why I do the dogs because I told her most of mine, just let me play with the dogs and I'll be fine. You know,
Right.
She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, most people, animal therapy is the best kind of therapy for them.
That is the best for you. That's exactly what you need. Be with a puppy or your dog or something.
Yeah, so that's why mine's kind of different than the rest of these girls because they're on like a certain, they got like booklets and packets that they're doing to like talk about their recovery and stuff like that.
Now, what do y'all notice is interesting and conspicuously left off from any type of classes that she's going to?
I don't know what kind.
There's nothing to address the fact that she has dissociative identity disorder.
Of course
Nothing.
not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. Further evidence, Letecia, that you are a lying liar mouth who tells lies.
And how would the girl's like, yeah, that's animal therapy is exactly what you need, or that's perfect for you. You don't know her. You
Right.
don't know her.
You know
You
what she
don't.
shows you.
Yeah, over a short period of time. And look, even if it's been a year or something, think about it. Like, the more you're with, like with your husband,
Right.
you know him. You've been together for years and years and years. Like, after time, you don't really know someone until the longer it goes, the more you know them. You know what I mean?
Right.
The more intimately. You're not with her every day. You're on the phone for an hour or two or three a day, but you still don't know her. You've never been in these real life situations with her. You've not, I don't know. I just, no.
Right. It's yeah. And there is something to be said about animal therapy. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, Letecia is an entire demon. And I don't feel that a dog should be, dogs are pure love, unconditional love. And quite frankly, Letitia's, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what level she's at in prison. She's a level 88 demon, at least. I don't know how they rank demons, but she's way up there. Okay. A high tier demon. Okay. Um, and I don't think a dog should be exposed to that level of evil, frankly. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I can't believe that. Well, I saw someone in chat say they didn't think she qualified.
I
I
don't
can't
think she
believe
does
she
either.
does.
Does
Okay.
she qualify? We don't know. Now
I don't
remember,
know. Yeah.
we have to. Yeah, S. Hockett. Yes, yes. Chad, hey, scoot. Can you scooch on over to your portal and visit Otisha there and see what level her darkness is?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know if she does or not with the dogs, but I would think that I would hope that she wouldn't, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I definitely understand the need to like give number one all of them some sort of meaningful existence, right? To keep things
right,
going smoothly. The prison will run better if they're occupied and they have jobs and stuff like that. And I
correct,
definitely understand for people going back out there even more, but
correct.
with Tisha, it's like, you better watch out giving her some of these privileges because
Exactly. Hey, not that, Justin. Good to see you. Yeah, no, Letitia, look, Letitia needs to be stored. Letitia, Lori, Sarah Boone, Leilani Simon, all need to be stored the same way that Annabelle is, in a glass case with a big ass sign on the back, on the front of it, not to touch, not to talk, just keep it pushing. That's
yeah.
it. That's all.
Yep, exactly. Perfect description.
Thank you.
Perfect comparison.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. All right, here we go.
Yours is just recovery from Topeka and dealing with the public.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you seriously blaming the public?
Oh my God.
Are you effing? See, this is where it was. This, I remember now. This is where it started. This is, I could feel the rage right here. And I was like, no, Bindi, you've got to push through. You've got to do this. People are counting on you. But this is where it started
Ah.
with dealing with the public.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, like, she wants me to do a grief and childhood trauma one. And I told her I would think about it. I don't know. I was like, I don't know about that.
You might bring back some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
she has me. I'm in a PTSD one too.
Right.
There's a
PTSD.
couple people in that one.
You can kiss my PTSD. How about that, Letitia?
Yeah, so like how it works here is everybody here has to have a job. So if you come to prison, you have to have a job. You work about 6 hours or so a day. Whether they put you in the kitchen, the library, the yard, digging ditches, whatever it may be. But unless you are medically not able to, and then they consider this mentally not able to up here. So what you do is you do courses in the place of, so basically like if you had to do 6 hours job there, you need to do 6 hours of your counseling up here. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Which would you rather?
I'll get to doing a job, but I'm okay. Like I don't like in Kansas, I'd have been okay with just a job, but in Colorado, I'll be okay with the therapy part because it's still like how I can be so funny and laugh everything off. But there's crazies that do stuff that I don't even tell you about. That you'd be like, what in the world? These people are crazy. Like over time, So it's like it's a lot.
I think that's why that's why I think it's me more that I like get really like sensitive with it, and then I think, is she okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think I don't know. I just really care. That's where I say, I just don't want to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've gotten past all that. Like that stuff don't hurt my feelings. Like none of it. I just look at, like I said, I go straight to the word, pray for them, move on. Like,
yeah.
if anybody ever, even in prison, if anybody ever says something to me like about my case or something, I just be like, have a good day.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what you say. Good night, Chief. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Psycho Cunt, I'm gonna drop my email. Do you know where I can find that? Like, so I don't have to look for it too much. I mean, if you give me if you don't know exactly where it is, that's cool. I don't expect you to do my work for me. I can do it. Just give me a general idea. If you can email me, if you remember where to start looking, I would appreciate it. And also, hold on a minute. What are you saying is correct. They are capable of appearing to be loving with animals, but at the same time, they are also capable of harming an animal too. It's in her nature, hence why she is locked away. Yes, and where she should stay. Right, I'm going to go have a cig because I know this part coming up is going to irritate. It's like this. It's at the end of this call or in the beginning of the next call. Either way, I already know I'm going to be pressed and irritated. So I'm going to go have a cig. Allie, you got anything, babe, you want to add? So I
No,
don't be
that's
rude.
perfect that's perfect timing because I need to take Rambo outside and I won't be able to unmute because I'll be yelling and watching him so close because he will run off if I give him the chance right now. He's trying to get a girlfriend down the road.
Oh, Rambo. Keep it
I
in your
know.
pants. You want to end up like Aunt B? Listen,
Yeah.
you could meet the Aunt B of the dog kingdom. You don't want that. That's too much
Yes,
trouble.
exactly. We love you here. We love him here. He doesn't need anybody else. No,
That's
but
right.
he's trying to run off. So
All right.
I'll talk to you when you get back from your cigarette and
All
I'll be
right, babe.
listening.
All right, here we go.
I hope you have a better day. I'll be praying for you. And over the years, people have known from being in jail with me that's how I am. So after a while, they don't entertain it anymore because they know I'm not going to entertain it.
Right.
And
And that is the best way to do it too.
Yeah, and then you still have new people come along. And
I
so
think
they
that's
do
where
the
I'm
same-
going to
they
be
do
with
the
that
same
too
thing.
because being close to you, it like affects me bad. You know what I mean? When people are harsh to you, after a while, I'll brush it off. But I don't know. I get sensitive with you, But what are you saying? I'm sorry, it's cutting you off.
That's fine. In the beginning, it would hurt my feelings, obviously, years ago. But like I said, once I finally was like, God, I can either stress myself out about this every day and keep being like, they don't even know the half of it, keep being like this, that, and the other. I could do all that and then call it for anxiety, and they still are never going to change because these people do need, there's people who say they hear the word and people who actually do the word. And then you got to think too, you're also dealing with a lot of people from Colorado and places like that don't even know the word. And so or they believe in, I heard this guy talking yesterday, and he's actually one of the therapists, and he's talking about these third spaces. I guess, they have these third spaces because, if you can't be at home or you can't be at work, they want to create this environment that everybody can go to and everybody's accepted and they're comfortable and all that. Okay, well, good for you. That place for me would be church. And he had to say what our third space would be. And I'm like, church, there don't need to be a third space, that's first. And so then he's like, well, my third space is, he said, think of it this way. What if we take church out the equation because we don't want church in our community? And I said, I stopped him right there and I said, you got the wrong person if you think you're about to walk me down this road. I said, so we might as well end this conversation between me and you right now, and you better ask somebody else. And I just left it at that. And as soon as I said that, he realized I'm never going to entertain anything that talks about taking the word of God out of it in this third space, just because he comes in here as a counselor and thinks he's going to change my brain with it. No, So,
right. You can't,
Yeah, that's people are dealing with people like that. And you're talking about people online. These are a lot of people that are say they go to church, say they do this, say they do that, but then be the same kind of people that dog people, don't have grace and mercy, talk crap, gossip, sit around and do all that. Now, don't get me wrong, we all have done dumb stuff and say dumb stuff about people. Then you have to take a step back and be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That wasn't right. I should give them a benefit of doubt.
But these people do it for a living. They like to sit and tormenting people and bad talking. But what they're really doing is they really don't love themselves. That's what it comes down to.
And they don't know the love of Jesus. So they project all that on everybody else. Let's pick somebody we can pick on and be mad at because that's how I'm going to lash out today. And that's what they do. And, you know, those people are really sick in the head. They need help.
Right. Yeah, it takes a toll on me when I have to hear about all of it, you know what I mean, or listen to it. And then I start feeling bad, and it's actually me, you know, that, you know, and then I start feeling bad and thinking, should I have told her that I don't really want to hurt, I never want to hurt you, you know what I mean? That's why I always
You would never. It would not surprise me anything these people say. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this is what they do.
They make a living out of this stuff. If you make a living out of blasting and meddling people's business, how can you even look in the mirror? How can you judge me? What makes you any better?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Exactly. I'm like, how is this making you any better? You're just bashing on somebody. You know what I mean? Like, how can you feel good about yourself?
Abuse is still a form of abuse.
Yes, it is. It can actually be even worse.
Yeah.
It can be even worse because it's eternal, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's why I just felt, and you were like, yeah, I thought you didn't, you knew that about me. And it's like, yeah, I do. It's just like, I get sensitive with it.
So, okay, thank God you're back. So talking about, you know, missing, murder and murdered people, true crime cases, or the psychology of someone involved in that is just as bad as being someone who murders a child 3 times, mind you.
Exactly.
Excuse me?
Right. Hold on a minute.
Oh my God.
We need a palate cleanser. We
Okay.
do. We have to have one. Hold on. I've got the perfect one.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We needed that.
God. Yeah, on my side though, there's no sound on any of them. So like same thing with StreamYard too, unless you press the sound button. But the cat is so funny, and the cats are, all of them are so funny. It doesn't matter. It's still a good one.
Basically, it says this is the most insane, idiotic thing we've ever heard. At no point did you, in your rambling, incohesive response, did you come close to what could be considered a coherent response. Everyone is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yes, perfect. Oh my God. You cannot be serious.
She is.
And that's internal. Bitch, do you know what she did? Not only did what she did to Gannon, but the torture she put Al through, and then what she put Harley through, and then what she puts all the people she talks to through on a regular basis. I'm outraged. I really need to shut up because, oh my God.
This is why at the end of this call, I had to walk away, and I walked away for an hour. I walked away and flat ironed my hair because I was done. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to take like a good long amount of time away from her because it was so, I could not believe how I lived the word. Okay. I confess that I am not what people would consider a religious person. I would consider myself, and I think other people would call me a heathen, but for me personally, I consider myself spiritual. Everybody's walk with their path is different as far as what they believe in. I respect everybody's right to believe differently, and I'm not saying that anybody's way is right or wrong. I don't know, but I'll tell you this. I know that in every single religion, murder is wrong. Okay. It's not one of those like sins that's frowned upon. Okay. Like, I don't know, maybe like, coveting your neighbor's wife. That's probably frowned upon. As far as, but I don't know these. I know murder is the worst thing that you can do. And then on top of that, Letecia, Let's remind you of what you did and exactly who you are. Okay? Because this is the part about dealing with the public that you don't like. What you don't like is the public is telling you the truth about who you are and what you did. You murdered that child not once, not twice, but 3 times over. Yes, you did. And then you robbed the world of Gannon's potential. Whatever it was that he was going to do and be in his life, you robbed the world of it. Gannon could have been the kid that grew up, that became the doctor that cured cancer. You don't know and will never know because of you. And that's
Yeah.
why you don't like them. That's what you don't like about the public. That's why you don't like my channel. That's why you don't like Allie's channel, because we will tell you the truth. I don't
Yeah,
have any
exactly.
grace for you. And it is not up to me to forgive you. Okay. And forgiveness, by the way, ain't even for you, dummy. It's for the other person. I don't
And
know you like that, but I do hate what you did.
yeah. And to Letitia's little friend, let me tell you something, you stupid ass bitch. Don't you ever compare me or Jen to that again. We stand up for kids every fucking day. There's not a day in my life I wouldn't stand up for all the kids, not just my own. Don't you dare compare us to somebody who would do what she did to Gannon, what she did to Elena, what she did to Harley. And like Jen said, the rest of the world, all their family, everyone, don't you fucking dare. Because, oh, that makes me so mad.
Right. Before you get too sensitive with it, ma'am, why don't you go take a gander? You want to talk about our channels. You want to talk about the crap that we've talked about, Letecia. You call it crap. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what you think. It's the truth.
Exactly.
And I believe there are 218 people that are sitting in this chat right now that will vouch for it being the truth. But if you doubt that it's the truth, go and listen to the pretext calls. They're all here. Ellie and I have them on a playlist. It'll take you back and forth between my channel and her channel. You can hear it for yourself. You can hear the game she played. You can hear what she put out through. You can hear how she blamed 2 men that had nothing to do with it, that weren't even real. The resources that she wasted. Fuck you, Letecia.
Yes. And you know what, Jen,
Yeah.
in the chat, Melissa's right. Remember, Lena had the claims of her hurting her lip and all kinds of other stuff too. She is one
Exactly.
evil hussy. Don't you ever compare us to her. Like, we stand up for not just kids, anybody, every day. We would, either one of us. We would never hurt somebody like that. Just because we talk trash about a piece of shit like Letecia and the truth about what she's done, there is no comparison. I look in the mirror just fine every damn day. Don't
Same.
you dare.
I sleep just fine every night, knowing I have no regrets about
Yes.
anything that I've said about Letecia, because trust and believe, ma'am, she is not a victim. She is the perpetrator. The people that I give my grace, my empathy, my time, my care, my compassion to are the victims. And that ain't your friend, new Amy.
Yep, exactly. Yes, new Amy. Okay, I won't run my mouth anymore because I know we need to play, but
We do.
Okay.
Your friend is a monster.
Yes,
Get out of here.
delusional hussy.
For real, for real.
You know what I mean? It's more me.
Yeah,
worrying about you.
Yeah, you'll learn. Listen.
Yeah.
You grew up the way I had to grow up, and you had to go through stuff I had to go through. You get tough skin, as they say back home. You get very tough. Be like, okay. I learned that those people aren't getting me in the head. Nothing they say, nothing they do can ever get me in the head. So why stress over it? Yeah, I'll entertain it sometimes and be funny, and write these people back on here and be funny. And for being, hold on 1 minute. Okay. And I did the same thing in Kansas. And to be totally honest with you, if they split me a 20 or 25 on my tablet or something because I wrote them back. Who cares? Jokes on them, not on me.
Right.
So,
like, I'm not going to entertain it like that, you know?
Pay attention to what she's saying to you. Pay attention.
Oh, good
New-
point.
New
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
pay attention.
yeah, they think that's good.
By the way, if you don't know, Why I call you New Amy? Those calls are on our channels as well. Go take a listen to those. Educate yourself. Listen, if you're going to step to me and Allie and try to talk to us about facts, you better come with some facts, ma'am.
Yes, exactly.
Be
New
coming over
Amy.
here, New Amy, over here talking all this mess, acting like we just are just so mean to Leticia. Get out
Yeah,
of
just
here.
meddling in people's business. Excuse me? No, only
Right,
people who murder children, you idiot. Or
right.
murder other adults too. Sometimes
Ex-
those people.
exactly.
And not in their business, just in the whole situation. So
Oh,
whatever.
thank you, Psycho Cunt, babe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, babe. I'll have it for next time. I promise.
Make me be like, oh, like I always make that a qualification, and I don't care who's listening to this. I'm not going to sit and entertain you, and you think you're going to sit there and get a little bit of clout. Well, then you don't.
Hey, guess what, dum dum? I wouldn't. I don't want to write you. I've never written you. I wouldn't write you. I'm not going to judge anybody that has. Allie has written you. I don't. My time is valuable, and I don't want to waste it writing you. Remember, you're illiterate. That's what Kansas said anyway. How about that?
You better spend
Dr.
some money
T.
this way. That's how I look at it. And I'll write you back some.
Yeah.
So when I write you back, it might just be some bullshit. You don't even know.
You think we don't know that? First of all, we do know that. Second of all, I did not write her first. I added her on the Getting Out app,
I
and she
know.
wrote me probably 20 times before I ever had the ability to respond. By the time she unblocked me, I actually was kind of pumped I could get one message out to her because I had so many things I wanted to say back, so many things she twisted from our lives, like sending to me so much shit she talked that I was like, oh my God, yes. Like I can send one message back. But yeah, I agree. I don't give a shit about your time. We don't need your time. Don't give a damn about it. We don't want your time. And also, everybody knows everything you say is bullshit. You are so stupid if you think we don't know that.
Right. The only people that are buying what you're selling is old Amy and new Amy. That's it. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't even, you keep using the word clout, Dr. T. I don't think it means what you think it means, you idiot. Clout.
Oh, God.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
Clout. Like, that's
I know, they'll
disgusting.
be like, oh,
Right.
yeah, she wrote this. And then, it seems like a long time ago you wrote something and they put it on there. And I remember telling you, I can't remember what it was, but it seems like a long time ago we were laughing about it. Oh, dang it, I forgot. But you wrote something back and they put it up. We were dying laughing because they actually did it.
Yeah. So
It's
like,
been so long ago
yeah,
now.
I'll do that sometimes if I get bored or, you keep writing me or you say something or whatever. Okay. Or you think you want to make up these fake accounts and send me whatever. All right, cool.
You have 1
Sure,
minute
I'll let
left.
you back.
Can you call me back?
Get a cloud. Oh, sorry. I can't
Make
write you
up
back.
fake
You have to send
accounts.
me-
Jen,
Yes.
you can't do that.
No,
You
can't.
have to, I don't know what all messaging apps, but the only ones I've seen were not just from her. Remember, I interviewed Dylan Tallman in prison,
I
and I've had a
remember.
couple family members in different facilities. Yeah, and you have to have your ID. Like
Yes.
you can't just make up you're this person or that person.
Getting Out and JPay require an ID, an actual ID. You can't just put on there, none of your business, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get out of here. Nobody's making up fake names.
Oh
Leticia,
my gosh.
new Amy. And you know this. And this is why this is the issue that I have with people that talk to criminals like this. All you're doing is stroking her ego. And for what? What do you get out of it? I know what Leticia gets out of being your friend. You're entertaining her because she ain't got shit to do. Okay. She doesn't want to work. She's going to pretend like the numbness in her one hand impedes her from doing work. That's why God gave you 2 hands, Tisha. Okay. You'll be fine. Suck it up, buttercup.
Well, with old Amy, I truly think because she was a true crime viewer before, and I think that she started to look at Letitia as if she was some sort of like celebrity or something. Remember how she acted
Yes.
about her?
Yes.
I really think she was lost in the parasocial, like, in, I don't know, in the web out there somewhere. But yeah, I think that's what they get out of it. I think you must have, I don't know. I just can't imagine spending this much of your time just chatting it up about anything and everything with her like
Right.
this and feeling like, I don't know, I guess.
And you're questioning my sanity and what kind of person I am. You're questioning my character. Girl,
Yeah.
bye. Shut up, new Amy.
Speaking of that, with her saying that old Amy was like, remember that person wrote me from this state?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't they have to show an ID on how they're
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
She's an idiot.
Yes. She's an idiot. And the thing is, these are not like complex, you know, systems. Okay. We're not talking about the theory of relativity. We're not talking about, you know, force times mass. We're not trying to do the math from the Karen Reed trial over here. Okay. We're talking about how it works to write and communicate with a prisoner. All right. And clearly, new Amy over here is quite familiar with that, as she's been carrying on a friendship with one Letitia Stauch for at least a year now at this point, right? So, ma'am, why
I'm
are
just
you letting her lie to you like this and laughing and giggling? That's the part of that's what I want to understand. That's I don't understand that. If somebody's lying to me, I might let them carry on their lie for a little bit because I would just want to see how far they go. Sometimes that part is entertaining to me. But rest assured, when I get tired of it, I'm going to say something. I'm going to call it out.
yeah.
So, but you guys never do, and that's what I can't understand about y'all.
Well, don't forget as we listen to this that Letitia also called the news paparazzi. The news
Yes.
being at the jail taking photos of her, and yeah, so that's her view of it. She truly thinks she's something big, and this woman probably does too. And I'm trying to think of like the different things that were put up that she wrote, but so many people reached out to her after like I put out that she was in Kansas and we found out on the
Right.
Getting Out app that I
Right.
can't, like, they were sending stuff to me, Melissa, like Kit post stuff. I don't know, but remember she did make that claim of SA or something in one of those messages too.
Yes, she did.
So
She also made another claim.
which one? I don't
You
remember.
remember the one that you know which one? Think about it. That we've never talked about. It'll come to you. Hey,
Yeah,
a condo in the Who. In the Who. Let me start again. Clearly, I've caught the dumps from Tisha Lynn and New Amy over here. Hey, a condo in the hood. How are you? Welcome in. Glad to have you. It's always good to see new people. Woo!
I don't remember,
Yeah,
but give me a hint in the private chat when we
I
listen.
will. I will. All
Okay.
right, here we go.
I gotta be able to afford to write you back. Okay, sure. You know?
Right? Yeah, I do. I mean, there's a lot I'll tell you in person, but there's just, a lot, but
I just feel bad because this lady, she put $25 on my account in Kansas.
mm-hmm.
And I wrote her, she wrote me, I wrote her back, she wrote me, I wrote her back. It was like, $1 worth. And then she was like, rude for you not to continue the conversation. And I'm thinking in my mind, fine. You think I'm going to spend the whole $25 writing back? No, thank you. I'm going to the store.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. When somebody sends me $20, I can go to the store. You're going to the commissary. Don't get it twisted. Remember, you can either do it on the tablet or in Colorado, they make you use pen and paper and you can only write one, you only get the 20 lines. Yeah. Guess what? I can use unlimited paper. In fact, I'm not even going to say it because it's not right. I'm not going to say, Angel, and the reason why Allie and I have never said anything about it is because we cannot vet it, and it could be potentially damaging to somebody else. So we're just going to leave it there. I should never have said anything out loud. She just pissed me off.
No, it's all right though, because she makes a lot of Yes, I agree with you. And I can't write back in the private chat, but I do know what you're talking about now. And yeah, you don't want to put something out against a specific person that could be false and, that kind of
Exactly.
thing. So,
Exactly. Contrary to popular belief or what's been alleged, we are not life ruiners.
yeah, exactly.
You're sitting here messing with me, you know what I mean? I didn't ask you to send me money. You know what I mean? Like I didn't ask you to contact.
Right. You're the chump that is sending the money. And not only are you the chump that's sending her money, you are the chump that's allowing her to dictate who else you do and do not send money to. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of money at that.
Correct. But you're going to judge me. Get bent, new Amy.
Contact me.
Exactly.
Thank you for
And I
using
just,
Secure.
Yeah. Cut that off.
Hello.
Goodbye.
This is a prepaid collect call from an
Yeah, cut
incarcerated
that off.
individual at Denver Women's Correctional Facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charge, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Here we go.
Hello.
hi.
I just took a drink. What are you up to?
Eating pizza?
It's been like 5 hours. What the fuck do you think she's up to? Nothing.
You're eating pizza, so was I.
Oh my God. It's like we're soulmates.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to the wrong unit again. I mean, the wrong side of the unit again.
You did.
Well, probably is I probably just extended my stay in here. Oh my
You're like, don't mind me at all. I'm just trying to
Extended
get
your
you solid.
stay.
What?
Time.
What did she say? I got distracted by the chat. Hold on a minute.
Eating pizza?
Oh, shit.
You're eating pizza, so was I.
Allie's, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Are you safe? Are you throwing things into the ocean again, Allie?
No, I'm just knocking stuff over. But well, I won't make that mistake again, even though very recently dropped my phone in again, but it was fine. But yeah, just wait till you hear it, and then I'll comment since you rebound it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to the wrong unit again. I mean, the wrong side of the unit again.
You did.
Listen,
I probably just extended my stay in here.
I probably just extended my stay in here. What does that mean?
Talking. She's in the mental health part. Remember?
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. You extended your stay.
Bet you finna do another lifetime in jail? Okay.
Yeah.
Girl,
Okay.
bye.
That makes sense. Okay.
Thank you, Psycho Cunt. I appreciate that, babe. That was really sweet of you and very generous. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bruh, you're doing too damn much. You and new Amy. Ugh.
Yes.
Oh my
You're like, don't mind me at all. I'm just trying to get you solid.
Hey, Rachel.
Well, it was count time, so I had to hurry up and get back, and I had to pee real quick. But then they were like, "Go to the case manager's office." I was like, "All right." So I got back in my room, get in the bathroom, wash my hands, grab the paperwork, ran to the case manager's office, and then I had to come back down to get another paper. And I went back in the other side of the unit and walked right into the same place. And this girl was talking so crazy.
She's probably like, that's hilarious.
I go back up to the room again. I'm like, and she's looking at me and I look at her. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. And the lady's yelling at me. I was like, come back through. And you have to cross back over. And the lady is sitting in the bubble. And she's like, where are you going? I was like, you sure I'm out of here?
How far is it from your room?
It's just across the thing, but there's only like a bubble in glass separating it. And I leave that office every time and turn the wrong way because I kid you not, I used to go to the office all the time when I lived in her same room. So I'm just, by habit. I'm like,
right.
Girl thinks I'm nuts.
You have lived somewhere else for 9 months. What habit? That's not even how it works. You're an idiot.
It probably does.
I wish you would have walked into that glass bubble.
It's probably like, are you stalking me? Or why do you want to keep coming to my room?
Oh my God. And then I come back to my pod, and the bubble from my pod was like looking, and I was like, sorry. Run in my room and grab it, and I run back out and zoom back out before the door closes, and he's trying to close it. I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, well, because she's trying to find out where my property is, and she's like, nobody knows what is going on. She's like, we don't have anybody, we can't get up with anybody, figure out what's going on. I said, of course, because it's Kansas. Like, why else would it?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. She goes, so let me ask you a question. What are you creating all this ruckus so you could come back to Colorado? I said, what ruckus? I said, what ruckus did I create?
I would just like to take this opportunity to point out that it's in this very call in about 3 minutes that Letecia drops this lady's name that I have forgotten, but I edited out, the evil bitch. You're welcome.
She's like, I don't know, I'm asking you. I said, okay, I'm going to tell you straight up what happened. And so I started with her about the whole shower situation, you writing contact office. And I told her that you had wrote the contact office. And she was like, get her name on their list or whatever. And she was like, she was looking at my contact list and stuff. And she was like, you're talking about, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, She was contacting me too. She said, she must already knew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have.
And,
it's great. I have emailed. I have done everything.
And she was like, then what happened about the time you got the write-up? So I just told her. I said, what happened about, I was going back to the chow hall. I said, the man asked me something, and I said, I can't come back. So will it get me sent back to Colorado? But I said it sarcastically, like I didn't do anything or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I said, they just threw me in the that town for nothing. And anyway, so she was like, basically, like, we were like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad. She was like, you basically weren't getting in trouble. And I was like, no. I was like, I said, I wasn't even doing anything. So I explained to her how I had to be stuck in IMAX, and I told her about the conditions down there. And she was like,
horrible.
She was like, well, she said, how we work here? She said, realistically speaking, you can't never work a job outside the fence. And I was like, yeah, common sense. I know that. I said, but I couldn't even do one in the fence. I was like, come on,
They were just finding every little thing you did. I mean, you couldn't even breathe the wrong way. It was crazy. I mean, they put you in there as soon as you filed all that is basically when you went in there. That's when I went to go visit you, remember?
Yep.
And that was like right around the beginning of it.
I told her sarcastically, I was like, I told her, I said, I know you can't tell me. I said, but look, I said, if you talk to them or whatever, I said, they don't need to be just like shoveling me around everywhere because I lose all this stuff when, you know what I mean, and I have to buy everything all over again. I said, that's just too much. I said, either send me somewhere easy, but please don't send me to a deplorable condition. You know what I mean? I said, because if they're not going to help out and have programs for lifers, don't send me there. I said, because that's what happened in that situation. And she was like, gosh, she didn't have nothing to do. I said, no. And she was like, well, at least that's what she said. Oh, you can't never have a job outside the fence here, but we give you opportunities to do everything. And she was like, and it's not understanding you want to be.
Okay, so that closed captioning didn't get it right. I don't know exactly what word she said there where it says Stewart. She's talking about, and I do think that Allie knows this name because it comes up in Letecia's lawsuit against Topeka. That's not what she said. And let me just say this. I don't want to know who Letecia's talking to. I don't care. And I don't want it in the chat. Please don't try to guess. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Okay, please, for me, I appreciate that. Now, I think the person she's referring to is who she was supposed to be talking to in Topeka. Like, what was the name of the person that she was always using the grief process too, or the whatever they call it. You know what I'm talking about? It's her. That's who she's talking about.
I didn't hear because I didn't hear, like, I don't remember, and I was focused on something here at the house for a second. So I totally missed even what exactly she said, but it's okay. I'll, as it plays, maybe it'll come to me. But
Okay. Yeah. But that is who
the person
that Letecia is. Okay. The person Letecia and this other girl are talking about would be like the liaison, the complaint department. That is whoever is in charge of when prisoners have an issue or have a problem, whoever it is that she's supposed to talk to, that's who they're talking about.
Yes. Okay. I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember her name, but I'm about to look in my stuff while we're talking because I just
Right.
got
That's
my
who
computer.
that's who these two are talking about. They're talking about when Letecia was in Kansas, whoever it was that she was supposed to be, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm at an absolute loss for
I know
what.
I don't know the word either, but I know exactly who you're talking about by the way you're describing it. It's because she's in the law. She's one of the named people in the
Correct.
lawsuit.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's who they're talking about. It's the person it's one of the people that worked in the prison, the grievance department. Yes. Whoever handles the complaints from the prisoners and tries to get, resolutions when there's conflict between the prisoners and the staff. That's who she's talking about. That's who they're talking about. That's it. Okay. I don't care who the caller is. I really don't. Allie and I don't, and we don't want to talk about that. So let's keep going.
Calendar, and I'm like, yeah. And so, anyway, so we were talking about, and then I had made a sarcastic comment. I'm like, it ain't like they sent me to Florida or something. And she was like, I'm actually surprised they didn't because we send a lot of people to Florida. I said, yeah, imagine that. Of course I didn't get sent there when I could have.
Let me tell you something, Letecia. You think Kansas is bad? Florida is worse. Some of these prisons don't even have AC. So, and also, I just wrote to the governor of Florida, and he has informed me that Florida is closed. So you can't come.
Of course.
Holly Chavez.
That's it. That's who they're talking about.
I still haven't found the file. I'm pulling it up though now, but yeah, and I can't remember what exactly her title is, but it's what you're saying. Like she handles like some of the complaints and stuff. PREA coordinator maybe?
Yes.
Or something.
Yes. One of those people that tried to help Letecia with her issues with the staff in Kansas. That is who they're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I said, backwoods ass Kansas. And she was just laughing at me. I was like, that's crazy.
That place is the worst, too. That prison is, like, one of the worst.
Yeah, and
the way they
But I didn't create ruckus. And because of all that, she said I have to start my points over again. So, like, even though that wasn't a problem there or none of that, that's why I'm going to be held up here for a little bit because...
You weren't, though. You didn't have anything. Like, you really had, like, nothing. I mean, you had that one, but that...
You know, like I told the nurse I was in the store, but none of those are violent. You know what I'm saying? None
right,
of those
exactly.
Are violent, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
She said they didn't do it correctly. They didn't do a risk assessment correctly. She said they just automatically threw me an IMAX and left me there. She said because of that, I have to start all over the points. So even all that time without violent write-ups, I don't lose points now. So I'm at 13 points now, which is more points than I had in Kansas. And so 13 points now. So basically I'm closed custody. But they won't put me in closed custody because I'm not a behavior problem. And obviously being high profile, they won't put me over there either. Closed custody is where it's basically like the max that was in Kansas, but even better because you get more things in this max than you do that max. Right. So she was just like, well, we just need to leave you up here for a while. That way you can get your points down. She was like, because unfortunately, like, that time you were here, the 90 days you were here, and you didn't get in trouble, she was like, none of that don't matter because it made you restart over. So she's like, now you got to go 6 months without getting in trouble. And she was like, then we'll drop a couple points. And then she was like, 6 more months and then drop a couple points. And then she was like, and then I can put you, like, then you can start looking towards higher jobs and stuff. Because technically speaking, they'd have to put me in close custody. Like I said, unless I was up here acting a fool or getting in trouble, they're not going to do that because of how security issues and how I was on the case was. They're just not going to put you over there. But anyway, so she just talked to me about that, and then I was just like, well, can you let them know? Once again, if they try to send me somewhere, can they please at least look into it and make sure it's not just a horrible place? And I said, again, I'm not asking to be, I know we can't determine, this ain't no pick your hotel. I said, none of that. I said, can you make sure that they at least honor the compact? I said, because whenever I would tell them about the compact in Kansas, that I was supposed to have housing comparable to Colorado, I was supposed to have mental health treatment, Colorado, medical treatment, same as Colorado, they didn't do none of it.
Yeah.
Yet they collected their money every month. And she was like, well, she's like, of course I don't have the power to control that, which I knew she didn't. I said, but if you ever talk to any of the powers that be, you could just pass that along that I said that.
Yeah, because she at least refer it.
Yeah, because I'm like, this is crazy. She had told me about somebody, she didn't tell me her name. Obviously she can't, but she was just talking about she had knew another person who got transferred out, and they went to, I think she said Kansas, and they ended up being bad there. They causing so much trouble. I said, well, you probably talk to that person because they can probably verify what I'm saying. And then she said, I said, maybe it wasn't who causing trouble. She said, well, then we sent her to Alaska. I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, send her there.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We sent her to Alaska. And she said, we sent her, first she told me to send her Oklahoma, somewhere else, she said. I said, you sent her 3 times? They were like, yeah, we sent her 3 times. And she was like, wow. And then we finally just decided to leave her here. And she was like, she was like, is it doing this now? I was like, you should have just left her here to begin with.
So are they keeping you there in Colorado, or what are they going to do?
They can't tell me. Yeah. She was the one brought it up. Obviously, that has to be done by the Interstate Compact Office. Yeah, she can't tell me.
Oh, she can't tell you?
Mm-mm.
So you can be shipped again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was basically what she was, not necessarily coming out saying, but alluding to. Yeah.
Right. And that's not, up to you?
That's why I was clear. Huh?
That's not up to you of any of it?
Are you high? Of course it's not up to the prisoner. They don't ask the prisoner where the fuck they want to go. Are you new?
Oh my God. And I agree with the chat. She has the same one-way conversation with everybody. Well, with this and Amy, like her and Amy, especially. It literally feels like we're listening to the same thing, except for the admiration that this girl has for Tisha feels a bit different than like the way that Amy admired her. They both admire her though, but
it does. It feels like it's very, very similar. I don't hear like. Even when that girl says, I'm worried about you, or I'm sensitive, and I get scared for you, and all of the. Did you think Letecia at any time said, "I know you do, and I appreciate that"? Let me tell you something. Wolfie messaged me today to tell me she was worried about me because I had that Karen Reed live, and I never showed up for it because it's a Verdict Watch live, right? But she didn't know that. But she was worried about me, and she messaged me. Do you know what I said to her? Thank you for checking on me because Wolfie cares.
Yep.
That's what a friend does. That ain't
right.
She ain't your friend, girl. She is not your friend.
I will say though, doesn't it feel like she's not as annoyed with this Amy than the last one?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because like the last Amy, it's like she was like, "Oh God," just so annoyed and aggravated by her stupidity. And this one is like she's leveled up a little bit as far as that goes, with
Yes.
the yeah.
But I think that's because this Amy, new Amy and old Amy had different purposes. Okay. She used old Amy to post things on Facebook and social media. She used that Amy to get out what she wanted to get out. She purposely, intentionally, she admits it, told old Amy, the things Amy was useful to her in that regard. But to be fair, old Amy didn't apparently have the cheddar like new Amy does to be sending her all of the time. So
True.
that's
True.
why they're two different,
Yep.
Oh, wow. Thank you, A Condo in the Hood, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Welcome to the ward. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, Psycho Cunt said, "I love that girl." Oh, woo.
I do too. I love Woofy. I mean, she didn't have to do that, but she was worried about me. Neat Noodles messaged me too. She's like, "Jen, I think you might want to put like a pinned comment or something because people is worried." That's what friends do. They check on you. It's reciprocal. There's reciprocity.
Yeah.
Do you think Amy over here, this is Amy number 3, just kidding. Allie. Do you think Allie and I would be friends if I only talked at Allie and I only told her everything that was going wrong in my life or all the good that was going on in my life and never asked Allie, "Hey, how about you? How are you doing?"
No, but I've known people like that, and in my
Me
life,
too.
I've had run-ins with people who are just that very selfish like that. But
Yeah.
hell no.
Exactly.
It goes back and forth. Period.
Exactly.
And I'm a different kind of Amy, okay?
Yeah,
Spicy Amy.
She's
is
a
nothing
spicy
like these
Amy.
Amy's.
No, spicy Amy will absolutely call you on your BS all day, every day.
Yes.
All right, we're going to finish this call. Call number 5 is a lot of Tisha's commissary, but I know that there are people that'll want to hear it. I just can't sit through it again, so I'm going to, when I upload it to YouTube without the commentary, obviously it'll be there for you guys. Okay, does it sound fair enough? Because it's like 10:43 where Spicy Amy is.
Yeah,
and
true.
So I'm not doing that to her. We only got like a few more minutes of this call, and then we'll call it.
That sounds perfect. And then I want you to see what Kelly said. 2 things. Kelly and Violet. Kelly wants to clarify that she didn't check on you because she saw the pinned comment. Doesn't make her love you any less. And Violet said, and if you told Allie that you had green stuff, not just coming out of her eyes, Violet, pouring out of her eyes. I can tell you my response would not be like hers.
Yeah. Oh, really? What did you say? I wasn't really, you kind of cut out there. I would be like, Allie, if Allie told me she had green stuff pouring out of her eyes, I'd be like, why are you talking to me? You better be calling me from in the emergency room.
Pouring? What do you mean pouring? What kind of pouring? What color was it?
I would have said all those things.
You would have given me this very also like helpful but like medical like answer too.
Well, now Allie, you know,
well, actually,
that can be when you tell people that you can pop a toilet in 10 seconds, you might get a little splashback.
Well, actually, when the nervous da-da-da of the da-da-da
I would give Allie a whole Miss America answer, but mainly it's to distract her from the fact that green stuff is pouring out of her eye.
And it would be accurate, okay? It would be informational and educational.
Oh my God. She's not wrong, though. She's absolutely right.
Oh gosh, it's funny.
All right, here we go. The last few minutes.
Like,
No.
if you moved from there or not, or if you just stayed. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So they can just ship you anywhere.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're probably looking into it right now. But
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I asked her to please just pass that along. Like, somebody somewhere. Send me some, if you're going to do it, send me somewhere with, that has, you can do stuff as a lifer and you're not just, thrown in these deplorable conditions and you sure as hell ain't getting putting showers in my den. You couldn't believe that. I said, I kid you not.
I know, that really shocked me. I'm like, are you serious? Like, that's just something bad to happen, just waiting to happen. Like, they should not be allowed to do that.
I told her to ask her to go.
If somebody's already got, like, raped and all that, how can you put somebody in that position of fear? You know what I mean? Huh?
when I tell you, Kansas does what they want there, and everything is it's a backwoods town, so they keep everything under the wraps. So let me tell you why the warden's not here anymore. There's a difference between being in a backwoods town and a city or like a big area like this, because the warden was a cool guy. Like he's for the inmates, but he's not here anymore. They said what happened was an inmate got his school busted, and they tried to bring the whatever, and he covered it up. So of course he loses his job for that. But like the thing about it is like places like this, they have to look into it and investigate, because when you start fouling yourself wondering how this person ended up this way, they have to look into it. The difference in Kansas is it's so backwoods that it's like even the police stations and the courthouses are corrupt. They cover this stuff up. The stuff that is going on there, when you know they would not give the building back to the African American nursing school, who it was ordered for them to have them buildings back. And then they turned around and did some backward shit to make sure that they didn't get those buildings back so they could keep it a prison. And how could you do that? That was a historic thing for the African American. It was the first African American nursing school. The first African American that went to nursing school went there to that building. That's right. So that should have been more like a monument or like a museum or whatever. But they ordered them that was the museum. But did they listen? Did they move people out of that building? No, you know, because you went to the building.
Right. That place is like something else, I'll tell you. Even when I was trying to get you help, it seems like everybody knows each other and they all have their back. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I couldn't get help for you, and that no person should ever feel that way, like hopeless in the system like that, and that's how I felt. You know what I mean? When I talked to that chick, like, she didn't care. Like, she was just like, oh, I know Donna, and she would never do that. I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm calling about a loved one right now, and you're telling me basically that she's lying, and you're not even going to help me. Like, what kind of system is that?
Yeah, not even look into it.
Not even look into it, nothing. Like, you shouldn't even be in your position, because that's, what's the word, but that's not right, and when I was talking to her, when I was talking to her, anybody that calls for literally help for like somebody, that you should not feel that way, you know what I mean, when you're trying to get help.
Nope. I just try to claim I needed help, but then no help ever came mentally. If I needed such help, why come nobody ever showed up?
And nobody ever showed up. I wrote emails. I did everything, and nobody's even come to talk to you or anything like that.
Nobody. So, but remember she told you I might have been in a crisis. If I was in a crisis, nobody showed up either.
Right. Well, yeah, she basically told me that you're going crazy. Oh, maybe you need some medicine. What? Like,
yeah.
And you're telling me basically, fuck off. We're going to go drug her, and we're going to pretty much just keep her in a room with nothing and have everybody see through her clothes. Like, that feeling was, like, horrible. I'm just like, is this chick serious right now? And what sucks is there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, she covers everything up. They cover everything up there.
They cover everything up in there. And hopefully, if you do get moved, it's people like that will actually help. If there is something like that, don't all are buddies. You know what I mean?
Here, you can take it. Hold on. I keep doing it the wrong box. I used to live in that box in that same room when I was here before. So I keep forgetting, like, you know how that little room right there has a C on it? I keep thinking that there's a C.
Hello? Hey. Oh, what's going on?
That was the lady. She said, where do you keep going? Up in the wrong room. I'm like, man.
You know what? I think that's why I'm so sensitive to everything right now, too, is because I have been through all of that with you, and I've been trying to help you. You know what I mean? So, anything that's going on with you right now, huh?
I said, and we got nowhere.
Nowhere. I emailed everybody and everybody that I could think of, even like the people that went like the high investigating. They didn't even do any. I can't believe nobody did anything. Like, that's crazy. And I think that's why I'm so sensitive with anybody messing with you or anything like that right now, because I've been through like the emotions. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Listen, her call. I need this. I put in the canteen order. They're out of everything, girl.
You see how she does? She never even acknowledged
Yeah.
what
That's
she just said to her. She doesn't listen, new Amy. She does not care about you. You are a
That's so
means to an
interesting.
end.
So that's why I'm so sensitive right now, because I went through all of that with you. Yeah, dude. And oh my God, there's like nothing in the commissary. Like, what?
Right. She doesn't care. She does not care. All right, we're almost done with this one, and then we'll go.
I was wondering why the girls were complaining. Yeah, the girls were complaining. They were like, we've been arguing at canteen for weeks. And the one girl was like, that's why I was glad you're here to help. I said, I ain't getting involved in nothing. I said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, I don't know nothing about no legal help.
You have 1 minute left.
That might be the first true thing that Letecia has said in all of these minutes and hours of calls that we've been listening to. You're right. You don't know anything about any legal help.
It was like, we need help. I was like, nope. I just kept going, nope. Like, nope.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
They're out of everything. Are you going to call me back?
The caller has hung up. Hello, this is a pre.
Well, she does call her right back. All right, you guys. So there it is. That's it. That's all. Tomorrow night, we will be over on Allie's channel. I am right now putting the link in the chat. Make sure that you are subscribed over there. And even if you, let me just say this. Yes, Allie and I do Letecia calls. But Allie has an amazing channel that has tons of great content on it that has nothing to do with Letecia. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend you going over there and subscribing to my girl, Allie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
And if you're listening on the replay and you miss the link in the chat, do not worry. Allie's link is in the description. All you have to do, it's highlighted in blue where it says Alex Erickson. All you got to do is click on that and it'll take you right over there.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's crazy though. She really doesn't like that was just the way she responded to that. It's almost like Tisha is using her and it makes her uncomfortable when she shows her any affection, but I don't know.
It's a very, 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 very weird.
That's what the frog said anyway. They're like, shh. Wake up, bitch. Wake up. She's using you.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She ain't your friend, girl. She ain't your
I guarantee
friend.
if we get these calls from like today, she'll be like, yeah, they were on there saying, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm not going to tell you everything, but
Right.
they were saying you were using me.
Tell me you're not using me. Well, she's just going to change the subject. Mark
Yeah.
my words.
Anyway.
Anyway, or she's going to pretend somebody's calling her from outside of the cell door. What?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
got a bad connection, only got one bar.
Leave your what you think she'll do in the comments on the replay if you're watching the replay.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to end it, you guys. Thank you, Allie, for being here. Thank you to the mods.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the new members. I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed the content, give your girl a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'll leave it to you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.